Snappy and Kerrigan. He
baits
goes
him
down.
out.
The molly as well.
Twist is sitting here in between the two. Finds Snappy. Easy pickup. Worried about Ujurks on the split. Goes a little wide and he'll clutch this. Not wasting Kerrigan's multi-kill spray down. It's a 2K close for Twists.
So they had a good idea at taking over the ramp. They wanted to continue with a ramp, with a heaven play, but they didn't get to pick off inside a Squeaky to catch someone rotating down. And I think they got kind of uncomfortable with the idea that, well, how are we going to take down stairs if we don't know if they've dropped secret and nobody's got to kill a secret, Squeaky? They don't have it smoked. They're not really worried about it. There was no overreaction here for FaZe, and I think that's what won them the round.
It's not an idea that fails the Ninjas in Pajamas. Not the opening move into the ramp anyways. Felt like that caught FaZe off guard entirely.
It was maybe just deviating from the plan based on the circumstances, where 4v5, they could just, like, Brokey's the first rotate to help Frozen in every situation at ramp. He was at Turnpike, but he died first. So they know that Frozen's down there, most likely by himself. They kind of have vent control. They could have just taken it downstairs if they wanted to, but assumed that FaZe were going to react in some way, but they stayed patient upstairs.
Galera, tá demais essa fase. Eu tive que abrir live aqui pra vocês verem. Tá demais. Os caras estão jogando muito.
Give it a test and then spam through, kill Kerrigan, right back to winning ways or NIP. But the answers, they keep coming for FaZe at least. Somebody somewhere is starting to step up. Kaspersky from the top rope outside main's got a teammate to pinch with. Him and Snappy combined for the double, and that is an open A site clear for the taking. The only thing that goes FaZe's way is Frozen's double downstairs.
Can I say they look a little bit like FaZe themselves with the way that they're playing?
Just slicing through. I mean, again, opening move, you know, the Mongols call last round. It might have been a round with it goes to the FaZe Clan scoreboard, but it was another strong start. Had FaZe on their toes, and they needed a big pop-off moment to recover. Here's NIP back at it with just another convincing start to the round. And I don't think we've seen them challenge around the side of the first wall of smokes before the second one pops.
Yeah, it's like how they punished Frozen for playing off that, trying to block the coffin smoke on the B exact back on Inferno. A little earlier than you'd expect. And there might not be an objective reason on a specific round to make the play a little faster this time or whatever. But the important thing at the heart of it is just to change it up so that you can never get red, essentially. And that's what NIP have done such a good job of doing. FaZe are falling into so many of their traps. So defend against 8 T rounds here for NIP. We've got 2 FAMASes and an MP9 on Brokey.
Another look towards ramp, set up by Shush. Oh, Wrinkle eating that flash, isn't able to commit fully, and Twist is down beneath him and a teammate. Finds him on the climb up. Twist locked in now, and Ujurks gets the recovery. Good shot out of the top of Silo. Snappy's gonna be dropped on that A floor. Kaspersky inside of the hut, taking a look towards sight. Meanwhile, Frozen still taking steps beyond the ramp.
Wow.
Gets his head popped by Shush. And that is pressure on ramp now. Pressure on FaZe. 3v3 short. Health advantage FaZe. Kaspersky waits this out, and Jacob's gonna get the better of it.
Nice kill.
Good double kill for Jacob this round. He's had a rough half considering his recent performances. And right now, gonna take that into a 3rd kill. Drops bomb and really sets up FaZe to finish. Quad kill for Jacob. A 5th round for FaZe. 2 of the last 3 at the tail end of this CT side, but they have their work set out for them on the attack.
Tá emocionante, tá emocionante. Tá um bom campeonato. Realmente aqui tá bem nivelada a coisa. É um tiro, uma morte para ambos os times. E cara,
The desk in the pregame said that it was going to be FaZe that had to find a solution to the entry success outer of the Ninjas in Pajamas, and we expected Kaspersky to be the driving force behind that. But 5-0 in opening duels was U-Jerks in this game. And this is somebody from the bottom of the scoreboard on Inferno to now the tippity top and setting up Ninjas for what could be another close in this series. But we felt the same way back on Inferno.
Yeah, but that was CT side, right?
And FaZe showed us a little bit of magic.
It's going to be very hard for FaZe.
Very hard indeed. But they'll give it a try because they are FaZe after all. Kerrigan takes over control in Garage. NIP's attack just looks so different every round of that half. Oh,
that was a chance.
Sit down.
And now it's a chance for Nip.
Frozen just 180s. Shuts down that Beretta's flank. Shush inside of the lobby said, I'm hitting everything.
No, he fought so hard to get out, and it actually worked out in his favor, but both of them go down. 3 up for FaZe Clan, and small chances right there to just totally close that down. The duelie's not getting a kill.
Insane.
When do you see the duelies getting turned on? That
Frozen.
doesn't happen.
Frozen with the 180 Ferrari swing. Look at this.
That was insane.
I mean, that was a free kill for Kaspersky. He sprinted in and gave them the audio because he knew he had the timing. Can't believe he survives that. Suddenly, it's just a one-round game.
It is just a one. Now it's a one-round game. Dude, a pistol with this makes it real. Absolutely.
Wrinkle doesn't have a bind for graffiti. Yeah, neither does Valve. Been waiting a long time for one of those.
Maybe we should go for that other kind of graffiti since we're at the major.
Just sitting and waiting, right? In anticipation of NIP making some kind of a move. FaZe Clan got nowhere to be. Scout though. This is the danger.
Slow anti-egos are more dangerous.
Frozen. Oh, and Jacob now suddenly forced by here for Nip is looking perfect. Deagle shot pops up. That's Brokey down to 60. He can't get the frag back. I mean, 5 alive. Ninjas in Pajamas embarrass FaZe.
Dang. It's just, that shows the pistol didn't matter at all. That was full control. Yeah, going slow on a T-side anti-ego when a scout's there. Yeah, that is risky. That is really risky. And they will pay the iron price. That's that, you know, kiss your teeth, because the comeback was going to be hard enough. Now it's on another level. Oh, okay. Nice shot, Jacob.
Keep things interesting at least. Careful, because there's a Deagle in the back and then this Tech 9 up front. Yeah. Kaspersky kind of welcomes this play from Frozen, invites him to go for it, playing with him, And now giving that Khalil over. No, doesn't reach for it. Snappy stuck in. Brokey hits his deke. Pistols have taken down 3 members of NIP already. Wrinkle can lean back at a distance here, but remember, he's low, right?
Wow, the jostling continues. Shush. Ooh, chance. Chance for
this.
both of them, though. Who goes too far? Surely.
Oh, beautiful headshot onto Frozen.
So aware, man.
Shush gets the job done. It feels like if there was one member left of Ninjas, I
Olha,
want it to be
galera.
Shush.
Parece que ele sabe onde está o cara certinho.
Now Brokey and Jacob trying to avoid Shush. They run over to the ramp and grab a gun. Shush comes through off of this. Oh, they watch, but they turned at the worst possible moment. Shush has got this one locked in with a 3K of his own.
He's a master of timing.
Great recovery. Stabilizes in the face of a real threat, but FaZe Clan, it's only the 3 frags off pistols.
It was a genuine, real chance right there. But a 2v4 recovery off the back of Wrinkle and Shush. And they're not really sweating either. Look how clean and easy this feels. Just a series of good moves. A maniacal laughter out of Frozen.
If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Sent down to the Glocks.
Lá, ó, é isso que eu sempre falo pros caras que jogam comigo. Não avança, mano. Fica na de boa. Deixa os emocionados avançar e fica de boa.
He's like 2 guys.
Try to prove it again, but Kerrigan has slipped the net in this man advantage. Oh, Kerrigan, what are you up to?
He slipped the net with this Glock fade. He's going into heaven. Imagine he has a moment from up here with this gun.
No one's watching.
What could he do, Connor, really?
Wrinkle's looking the wrong way.
No
2
way.
Glock shots to the side of the head.
It's got to be 3, though.
Yeah.
Oh!
Comes through from Frozen. Shush doubles back on a main. Spray is horrible. Doesn't cut down anybody. Then that SMG gets another, and they didn't win the force buy with the Deagles, but they are on the brink of taking one off of the back of Glocks.
If NIP lose this game, it's going to be about mentality. All these rounds being so close, and them actually scoring back a victory.
5 Glocks to 3 upgraded M4s. Only FaZe Clan.
Oh my goodness.
Only FaZe. They did it.
That was actually 5
They
Glocks.
did it.
That's
Glocks.
The stat is it's like a 1 in 1,000 round.
Well, go buy a lottery ticket then. FaZe Clan 1 round closer to tying this up, and a huge shift.
Do they have anything at all?
I don't think so, dude. I saw 5 Glocks. Now again, grabbing the MP9 on the door.
Well, yeah, of course.
That helps.
Imagine you won around with 5 Glocks, you never got an upgrade.
Yeah, right?
What are you doing with the guys you killed?
Yeah, just letting them keep it.
Why does Brokey keep doing that? Going around his monitor. He's talking to Kinder? So they come into this after these upgrades, full buy, and they're rich. That is the most amount of momentum that you can steal in 1 round. And they got kills in all these previous. Why do NIP look so shaky right now?
Because they're up against FaZe Clan in a 2-0 game where they never thought they'd be.
The 1 comeback, a CT side comeback on Inferno, okay, sure. But if it's 2 comebacks in a row, NIP are going to be under the gun when it comes to choking. NIP are extremely good on this map. We're waiting for this half.
Yeah, let them know. Glocks were the name of the game. What a sudden boost to FaZe Clan's chances. Use this time, use this opportunity. That's it. I mean, that's an opportunity wrapped in gold.
It's an expensive round here for NIP. They got almost no utility to work with, no mollies. 1 kit in play. They're going to be so vulnerable to save off of 1, maybe 2 kills. They can wait and wait and wait, and then at some point in the round they have to do something together and aggressive. They can't actually sit back and expect to win this. They're really, really light on players upstairs for the moment. Oh, okay. Just going to reset that before any damage is dealt, right?
3 stolen M4s. Off of the back of the Glocks. Feels like it's been a long time since I heard NIP chants at a Counter-Strike event.
Yeah, I mean, got to give it up to them for how well they're playing. It's just now a question of the mental side of things,
Sure.
I think. Yeah, like game plan. We're done talking about how good the NIP game plan is. We saw a fantastic half to kick this off.
I mean, it's just X factor, right? The ability to close the big moments under the pressure of FaZe Clan, underneath the pressure of the lights as well.
Yeah.
This is where NIP still have room to grow. This was always a project that was meant to get back to the top, and they are clearly working it. They found their angle, at least here in stage 2.
Again, the exact same buy comes through. Looking for a bit more from Kaspersky. And I hate to call him out on this round because he only has a deagle, but
Right.
he top fragged every single time they played Nuke this major. He top fragged every single time.
That's why the desk were kind of highlighting his impact that they thought they'd find, right, on Outer Yard last half. Udrix kind of stole the show. And Udrix is about to have his hands full again. Over towards ramp, gets dinked, peels one off the play, and dives down to the B site. He knows he can't stick around. Twists, no, finds timing on Snappy. That's the kill to equalize. And this isn't FaZe taking
not
that
killing him? Oh, okay.
ramp
Wait,
damage
what?
and just charging downstairs. Oh, twist!
Oh, he was too late.
Snaps it back around. Triple kill for Twist. All headshots all day.
That's the Canadian lurk right there. Oh, he dismantled all of outside on his own. And Wrinkle had the chance to make that only 1 death, and it ended up being 3. If NIP lose this game, it will be mental. Be sure-footed in each of your movements, NIP, because you had a chance to win this round. You've had chances to come back after losing the pistol, getting eco'd again. You lost to 5 Glocks. That doesn't happen when you're not scared.
Time to kill on each of those frags at a Twist was disgusting. Just so nonchalant inside of the main kill to the guy up in rafters. Let's watch it back. Snappy first, worried about the smoke push.
That's nuts.
Beautiful.
That was just disgusting, yeah. It's just
Gets
not
away with
favored.
19 health there as he turns back around onto Wrinkle.
Is
So
anyone better at entering upper from Mini?
I don't know, I don't think so. Nobody looks as good doing it anyways. Fast push here with one of the M4s. I like this. Let Kaspersky off the leash a little. Him and Udrix, just the 2 rifles coming into the round and already 5v4 NIP.
Last time they went down 4v5, they started to take a little bit too much time on an anti-eco and gave one back to NIP.
I was worried for a second that Udrix didn't have a fallback, just playing on the other side of smoke, but he tucks into the close wall instead. That'll force FaZe to come and get him if they want this. Wrinkle's Deagle just kind of transitioning around, but leaving it up to the solo M4 over on ramp. It's a full committed position out of Udrix. He's been playing excellent here on Nuke, and he's going to have to do it again because there's no help coming. They set up, fired, and back turn to him. Doesn't manage a second kill, but Kaspersky's rifle will find a second. And so taking a look downstairs, we get that scramble out of the fence here for the Ninjas.
This is excellent here. Ninjas, I mean, this is damn near impossible to lose, but they haven't actually moved more than 1 player downstairs.
And it's just the USP of Snappy, right?
Yeah, they're going to really let him plant in this spot. If they let him get clock, it's going to get extremely dangerous.
Second player dropped off vent. Brokey's gonna go for the plant. They swing the doors wide. Wrinkle's AK looking for a victim, and he brought that gun downstairs. It's 3 rifles in the hands of Nim now. Jacob's been given a new position. Brokey's gone unnoticed into the dark corner. They start climbing over sight. It's the pistol down first. 3 to go. Brokey, headshot on Shush, but they find it with numbers. And off of the back of 2 M4s, Ninjas in pajamas, thanks to Kaspersky's aggressive move through the squeaky door, and Udrix holding it off on towards ramp. will find double digits.
They also have him pushing up outside red as the cross smokes land, calling out that there's no one crossing. And that helps out a ton. This movement from Kaspersky is excellent. The two guys that had good guns were the focal point of the attack. An excellent setup, but I kind of want to see them prove themselves on a round like this.
Full guns. Wrinkles off.
Phaser just getting away with a little too much where it looks suspicious.
Two slow plays versus less buys, and FaZe Clan lose them. It's what let Nip string 2 rounds together at the start of this half. It's what let Nip just win that most recent one. Kaspersky likes what he got away with last round, tries to tuck into the smoke here as Twist gets control of Secret. Kaspersky still lingering on a dangerous move.
Yeah, can you really copy and paste this play? Kaspersky's got to prove it to us right now.
Frozen's got a lot to hang on to, though. They're coming at him from both sides. Oh,
there
he gets
we go.
the insta-headshot. Goes to smoke off Kerrigan. Kerrigan's ahead of this. He's going to find Kaspersky with his back turn. Never mind.
Damn, he's too aware. He's spinning.
Perfect catch.
That puts him into the positive for the first time this game. Kaspersky's up.
Full focus. Timings to a T. Just putting that crosshair in position at the perfect moment to potentially springboard NIP's close here on Nuke. It's 5 players strong for the Ninjas. FaZe banking off this early control of Secret that Twists found at the start of the round.
Now this is FaZe trying to conjure up some more mistakes. How are they playing with Brokey here on the top of T-roof at 30 seconds while they're crawling downstairs? We're getting into a moment where you almost can't go for this at all. And it's just 2 weird spots to save in.
Which is really kind of the strength of the Kaspersky lobby push. This has kept Brokey stuck up top with nothing to offer the round. And if he didn't have bomb, sure, maybe he lurks out late, but this is nothing for FaZe Clan.
It's not often you see a player get their mental back together towards the end of a game, especially in a second half after a slow start that Kaspersky had, but here he is. Climbing up the board on CT side. Very well done for such a young player.
This turn on Kerrigan. Oh. Good intuition. Frozen knows that with lobby control, went the round. Said this was going to be a tough fight. FaZe in the thick of it. Trying to climb over top. Wrinkle, missed chance for the outer fight. There's been a lot of aggressive opening moves coming out from Nip.
What a call.
This one does not work out of the gate, but the recovery already in place. Kaspersky catching Frozen again, back-to-back rounds as FaZe's core moves elsewhere.
Yeah, they lose sort of one part of this split. Whichever maneuver they want to take at this point, they've kind of lost some wind. They'll leave Twist back and they start to wrap here, but they would love to have someone inside of lobby just to give them some more direction in this round.
That's the right move. FaZe Clan timid for a second, but NIP really considering that this would have gone downstairs.
Actually moving so quickly into this idea to be up in heaven at a minute 10 and the CTs are gone. It's a great play here for FaZe. I mean, an unexpected tempo as well. And the reward, an open A site.
Everybody joins hands, takes out position. Worried about the lobby push, potentially, but not a part of this one. They're gonna leave Jacob up top. Just the insurance policy. And those 2 players who opted to rotate downstairs realize they made the wrong move.
It puts them in a fine spot to save. It's Nip who are up rounds, but FaZe still showing their fangs.
Up rounds, up money. Let FaZe get this 9th one, and ooh, instead, Kaspersky just kind of gives it over.
Yeah. I feel like they need to take Twist, put him in Frozen's place right now, give him some relief, because Kaspersky just knows how to fight him so well.
Sure, yeah.
And just see if he can take that duel.
Yeah.
I think he's hungry for the head-to-head as well.
Back to back. Frozen down 2 rounds in a row with nothing.
And it's especially annoying when someone does the same thing versus you and gets away with it. 2 times walking into Squeaky behind enemy lines, Frozen by himself and getting the kill. Looks like this game's still a live wire.
Shush still sitting on a stack of money, so Nip will have that to fall back on if the FaZe success continues. FaZe just sprinkling them in throughout this half. If only they had converted in round 14, this wouldn't feel as dangerous of a situation. 2 rounds they lose to less guns. Door off its hinges. A players occupied. Brokey ready for the push. Frozen insta-kill to U-Jerks. Oh, Jacob holds his own.
Oh,
finds a second. As that was NIP out of the gate to try to get into an aggressive lobby punch.
Uh-oh, off of that.
Good on FaZe, I think, to throw more than just Frozen, who's been in lobby quite often on his own. This time, everybody kerneled up over Troy to the trophy side. Jacob tucked in, lets them push hut, and then scoops up 2 frags free.
I mean, they held perfectly for a lobby crunch.
The whole thing. Off of the back of attack pause as well. Both teams, I mean, same idea.
It's kind of the first time Snappy's getting called out. It feels like he's been kind of deciding which way the game goes throughout both of these maps. And now it's a little bit scary for Nip.
Again, Shush has that 6,000. An extra bit of cash here for Wrinkle, but this is a long time to a save. You know, when FaZe slow down in these moments versus Pistols, they've lost 2 rounds, but in a 5 versus 2, Nip nowhere to be found.
Yeah. It's almost as if they try to keep that pistoling energy into this round and go for that aggressive play. But a lot goes with it. I'm interested to see how the money plays out in this next round for Nip. These 2 saves are obviously going to be critical. They've done a lot with just a couple of guns, so.
Bomb has been planted.
A 10th round in quietly and a lot of time to think here for Nip.
As long as FaZe let them keep these guns, it's a full buy again. 5 rifles.
I mean, you see a team in the lead on CT side, you're never worried about them, but right now,
But that was banking on both these rifles moving forward. And FaZe Clan coming at it to deal with Snappy. They're gonna clear him out. 4 survive for FaZe Clan. Putting themselves in position in anticipation of that call from Snappy. The solution was put in place out of the gate for FaZe Clan, and each individual stepped it up. You scoop up all those kills as well. Again, somebody's gonna have something. It would have been a full buy. What is the idea for the Ninjas now instead? This is Jacob kind of pouncing on them as their backs were turned over.
Like Polish Batman coming down from above.
There's limitations in that there's 2 Fomuses on the field and lighter utility. That's what Nip bring to the table.
You don't
Could have
get
been
this.
M-Force.
You don't get this round, Nip. There's no guarantee that you're going to close in regulation. We can hear those Fomuses, so can FaZe.
Just trying to puff their chests up.
Man, I mean, putting pressure on ramp right now is perfect. A Fomus here, like this angle can be great. U-Jerks has been great, but he just has a Fomus. You want to have an M4 in this spot. And I think they're going to call him out. They are coming up to U-Jerks.
You also want support.
This is the right play, FaZe.
That's not what he has. This is U-Jerks and U-Jerks alone. To hell with the kill feed. What does the ramp hold off for? 1 kill and back in with the swing. Full commitment. Only the 1 frag found, but it is a good amount of damage. That has to be said. U-Jerks getting more than he should have out of that.
Well, he got his kill, and so did Kaspersky with his Fomus, and now this op does the rest.
Frozen low, Brokey, 100 health. Could try to take this downstairs.
I mean, the rest of this round should be a formality. 2 players going downstairs. They don't have a smoke. They do have a good amount of utility, but the CTs have control side. Kaspersky, 73 health and a Fomus, waiting to get the final call for his teammates to come down. At what point is it too much space given up?
Door swung. Oh, goes for a second plant. Just the tap this time. Kaspersky gives him the shoulder. They're going to set that on fire. Rotation comes down in through the vents. Brokey's going to take the fight.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're going to flash him in into the stairs. Blinded player. Good headshot to Kaspersky.
Start at 2-on-4.
It's getting pieced together here for the 11th to deny Nip that 12th round. Brokey in the corner. Fights on. It is headshots galore. A classic FaZe Clan.
Vocês viram isso, tropa? Que jogada! Vocês viram isso?
In this half, Nip have lost to 5 blocks. They're losing a 2-on-4.
They themselves have won with less, but victims of it yet again.
in isolation, it's an error. When you put these rounds together, there are other questions to be asked about Nip at this moment.
Bottomed out bank accounts after that bye. FaZe have lost to a sketchy round like this. Cannot afford to do it now, but with the speed and the pace of which they're bringing to the table, total contrast to when it didn't go right.
And they learned from their mistakes last time. I mean, they quickly fanned towards outside. No scout here for Wrinkle to get in chip damage either.
Yep. They take a ton of space instead of just getting blocked up inside of the lobby. What kind of a move can NIP even afford to make here? You've got 2 of their players on Kevlar. 4 upgraded pistols, nothing for Wrinkle. Just trying to pop 5-7 shots back through smokes, but you'll lose that spam fight every day of the week, so they have to go for control, and as they take over lobby, they'll find this for free at least. But in exchanging of position, FaZe still has plenty of time to come back at a site. And they'll leave this main entrance open as they then fall back into the silence. Questions for NIP. Did all of that outer presence turn into the secret play?
They both draw. I feel like that was heard from both of them. There's still this lobby push coming in right now, but they just superseded, I think, their expectation of wrapping to go downstairs. They've taken over lobby. You can have it, really.
2 players up in heaven to secure this. Kerrigan starting to get into a fisticuffs with Wrinkle. Don't want to give him that AK. Stuck in the corner for the reload. Jacobs collected his frag. Only Shush so far for the side of NIP to get anything. And so off the back of that 2 versus 4 comes FaZe Clan's 12th round win.
Wow, this is just remarkable. It's remarkable. It's scary and disappointing here for Nip. This was an amazing chance to close out in this stage, taking out FaZe Clan right here. We know if you rock this game back, we did a replay, and their mental was right. They could have closed. But that's why this is the major. And that's how FaZe have somehow found a lead in this game. They have the opportunity somehow to close in regulation. It might need to be another hero play out of Kaspersky in this half. I think, you know, you might get it out of Shush. You can get it out of you jerks. We have seen it out of Kaspersky, but there's been a lot of disappointing situations here on the CT side that I just feel are outside the game. Those slight timings. FaZe have been moving with conviction, never doubting themselves. Nip come into this round and have no kits. Wrinkle has 8 frags on his op. Oftentimes, nuke reference as a litmus test for great oppers. Not really getting on the board. Kaspersky had a positive KD for mere moments. When he's top fragged in each of the last 3 nuke games at this major for Nip. And we have a totally empty ramp room as a risk. It's not even smoked here. They're going to be able to use it for whatever they want. There won't even be an audio cue for them to use.
Oh, okay.
There's a pickoff outside.
Yeah,
this might actually push them down faster. 2 players already rotated down. You jerks looking for a pickoff.
Yes, this is what they needed. Pieces in the right place. Another recovery off of the back foot. Is that what we are led to? This time it would be the 2v5. It's the same attempt downstairs.
Caramba,
this time,
só
Jacob
ataque
and not
monstro.
Frozen.
Wrinkle must hit this.
But I don't know if Jacob gives him another shot. Instead, over towards the double doors.
He can plan for control side as long as they have this.
Oh, Wrinkle kills Brokey. Jacob, who has played lights out throughout FaZe Clan's struggles, has been a beacon of hope. And into this clutch, 1v2, has to go back and scoop up that bomb. The problem is it's over towards the ramp side. And the prying eyes of this opper in Wrinkle.
Don't fall for the shoulder peek.
2 kills to his name already. 15 to the clock. Jacob, it's right there. It's the headshot. Now he's got to scoop up that bomb, but he's playing against one of the coldest players in the scene. Shush on the doorway. Goes for the bomb, plants it in the open. Shush swings, a chance, no wall bang. Plays with his food. Shush pushes us to OT.
Just barely. just barely they secure this and get to overtime. And actually, credit to Nip for this setup. No one inside of ramp, but they get their pick off outside, and they have 2 lure already just to catch this in case FaZe wanted to go downstairs. What an attempt out of Jacob. But it doesn't totally feel like FaZe need a clutch so far this game.
E aí, galera, ó, tá curtindo? Lembrando que você pode contribuir com o canal através do link livepix.gg/Julio Cesar X ou escaneando o QR Code acima, tá? Tem o nosso livro que você encontra na nossa loja, preciosidades.com.br, sobre autismo e TDAH, para você entender um pouco mais sobre esse universo. Assim você contribui com o canal também, tá bom? Lembrando que você pode mandar em áudio ou texto, será lido ou ouvido aqui no canal, tá bom? É isso aí, galera. Vamos continuar assistindo esse ótimo combate aqui. E tá de tirar o fôlego.
Jacob finds a headshot simultaneously.
Another incision. Kaspersky up top. He's got to save the day.
Feeling pinched at the moment, surely. Waiting for that main swing. He gets his one. Damage onto Kerrigan as well. Jacob emerges. It's Kerrigan to come out of main. Raptors player dead. And a perfect pitch out of FaZe Clan. Newjerks was given a chance. Another moment for an opening kill. A stat that he has dominated throughout regulation.
Did they flash big?
Twists falls down into him, and it just feels like he doesn't pull the trigger.
There's nothing else that he could be watching. Either he was blind or he was looking at something, but he is in the back. He's in a leash. He's in the back of Big Garage. You're waiting for this mini drop, and he doesn't take the... Oh, he does take the shot. He just gets instant headshotted.
Wow.
He just gets totally outdone. In a moment like that, you think you have an extra second to line up perfectly. He needed that spray to happen, then twist, too sharp.
Hell of a headshot to get that sight under wraps, and then, you know, we quickly switch over and catch Jacob finding his back sight.
OT is nice for Nip, but when we were back
E aí, time, vamos jogar o Metal Gear depois? Metal Gear Solid Remake. O que você acha? Deixa aí nos comentários aí.
Spotted out, doesn't pull the trigger.
Solid bomb as well on the cross. That'll show up on the
here.
radar. They need to puncture these smokes.
Nothing.
No spams, no smoke breaks at all.
They just don't have the utility for it.
They're not exercising the prophylaxis here to get downstairs. 2 players, they could be ready for that. Seeing the bomb cross, surely that gets corroborated.
Kaspersky sits down here alone. They're thinking maybe FaZe walk it back. I mean, they're already on the brink of this site. FaZe could just crank this dial. Oh! And Jacob with another headshot.
Don't test the aim god.
Kaspersky gets nailed to the side of single. Kerrigan can take his sweet time with this outer lurk.
That kill's too late. They have the whole site. The bomb's getting planted.
And FaZe Clan could be on the brink of another flawless overtime run.
You might not even try this if it wasn't overtime.
Why was there no urgency to NIP going downstairs?
Where's the calm, Wrinkle? Where's the shot? Where are the smoke breaks? Where's the pressure back? You saw the most important piece in the mini-map, and they were frozen like a deer in headlights, but that has been the game, hasn't it?
Snappy at least brings it back with one, but he doesn't have anybody to work with. They have to go to the save.
It is so bad to die in that spot that late that you know the T's are going to probably win on time.
So, trying to keep majority alive, Shush will hang on alone in the ramp room. They didn't have frag grenades to open up the smokes, but they didn't even shoot them.
No molly on the cross, no spam damage on the cross. They pretended as if these smokes were walls, and they let one guy hold downstairs by himself.
And I feel like it's one thing to let it go for free and then maybe try to sneak a bunch of players downstairs, right?
I think he only saw one person, but because that one person had the bomb, unless he didn't notice that, then he could think it's just a lurker.
Right.
But if you know the bomb crossed, you know that it's not alone.
Oh, here comes the one time out of overtime out of the NIP squad. FaZe Clan in overtimes. Would you want it any other way?
Nobody wants to make the wrong decision on Nuke. Oh my goodness.
Jacob onto Kaspersky. You see how that
Just
serves
an
as the
extra
trigger?
bounce.
Everybody just instantly pouncing on the B play, bombs down mere seconds later, and everything else goes FaZe Clan's way.
It's such a short jump too. He's on a little bit of autopilot. Already he realizes they see someone, but is in the motion of just constantly jumping to update information.
Kind of stuck in that loop.
Hey, versus a mortal, that would have been a safe peek.
Sure, not Jacob. Jacob, who has absolutely donned this FaZe Clan jersey so far in Budapest. You saw the way his entire team celebrated him yesterday on that Dust 2 game when he was coming alive in critical moments.
Are they really going to let this game happen to them?
Vai começar a matança, hein? Vai começar,
Snappy
hein?
played so well, they were dictating everything. Every movement, every tactic was
Agora,
going their
hein?
way. And now they're reacting a little bit. Eating whatever gets served up to them. As the walls close in on Nip. Looking for just anything. One
30
round here on
segundos.
CT
CT
side.
vai ganhar.
Just for dignity. Oh, and they even lose this kill. Kaspersky down again.
Se os caras não avançavam, eles vão perder.
Shush has been surrounded.
Oh, he's trying to hang on, but Twist comes through, and it's just the perfect timing on each of these pieces.
Aí,
and
ó,
the
falei,
headshots
ó.
don't stop
Just you
flowing.
can feel them going to lose. It's abysmal here for Nip. Another overtime,
Aí, ó,
not a single
avançou.
round in this first half.
As the game's gone on, it feels like the connective tissue between the NIP pieces has just gotten further and further stretched to the breaking point now here in overtime. 3 perfect rounds out of FaZe Clan on the T side of overtime. Wrinkle's got no chance in hell. They are playing with him.
This is a free kill.
3-0 on the attack. 3 chances to progress into the next stage of the major to secure a top 16.
What an absolutely insane map and series already from Nip. Their hardest test so far, by far.
It's heartbreaking for the Ninjas because the quality of Counter-Strike has been awesome since the get-go. The utility that they brought to the table in Inferno, the game plan, the amount of variation on the T side, even within this nuke map.
Oh yeah.
Felt like NIP were playing the best Counter-Strike we've ever seen them at the perfect moment.
It's what
here
really-
in the last event of the year.
It's what only underscores the choke even more.
Sure.
The fact that they played so
Yeah,
well
rub it in.
all of these halves.
Let them
And
know.
that's going to be something they have to think about in this stage.
And yes, as this stage progresses, you know, a great first date, fantastic, secures you 3 chances. But up against FaZe Clan, sometimes it feels like you need more than just chance. You need a bit of luck. You need a bit of magic, because that's what FaZe Clan brings to the server every time. Snappy and U-Jerks on the recovery in this 3v5. Frozen from the rafters. Tries to shut this down. Bomb on the other end of it, now forced into the clutch. Snappy has to deliver.
The brains of the operation putting this bomb down. 2 kills. He said he was playing like shit earlier in the chat. He can disprove all that right now. Save his team.
But Brokey's got him scoped up already.
What?
Snappy turns his back around, now in anticipation. But as long as Brokey keeps Snappy preoccupied, you know Kerrigan's gonna get closer to that bomb site. Brokey with the pistol, baits out the shots, draws Snappy ever closer. He is simply playing with him in his mind. And then the headshot comes out, and Kerrigan's sitting on top of this with the defuse kit. 5-second defuse, and Kerrigan's here to close it. The same guy that kept this team in this major with 0.4 seconds from surviving to thriving. We
Muito
see
louco.
something we've not witnessed
Parabéns
since
pros dois times, os caras
2021.
jogaram muito.
FaZe Clan 3-0 in a phase of the major that they were not even expected to see after their first outings.
Their debut facing against Nip, winning the rematch after one of the worst overpass performances you have ever seen. This team is a complete opposite to themselves just a week ago. Unreal for them to pull this off. And with the comebacks and with the map pool and the game plan from NIP, it shouldn't have been possible, but it was.
What a perfect test for FaZe Clan as well. You know, in this second stage, we've seen double digits against them in each and every map. But that's the kind of resilience that is at the core of FaZe Clan. And a core that was questioned with the absence of Rain. For the first time, they stepped to a major without him amongst their ranks. And Jacob now has enough of a highlight reel to say he belongs.
FaZe have done it, and they've made it to stage 3 in style from a, I would say, troublesome stage 1, being on the brink of elimination, trying to make your way through it, to a very different looking FaZe. So just tell me, how did you manage to change it? How did you manage to go through all of this?
I mean, I think there was adjustments in the way we played, coming into what in theory was an RMR. That felt like it, stage 1, a lot of pressure, right, not being part of the major. So yeah, I think we played too slow. We played uninspiring CS. What everybody said about us was true. I think the adjustments was real when we came to this stage, taking control more of being explosive. And then we can slow down, like here we did on Nuke T side. We were very slow the last 3 weapon rounds and making sure we could do plays. So I think it was adjustment from my side, and obviously players played really good this stage as well, and obviously Jacob had huge impact throughout this stage.
I wanted to ask specifically about those adjustments that you were making. Clearly we all see that FaZe have grown throughout the whole tournament, but from you as a captain, what are some insights? It doesn't need to be in-game only, but for example, vibes in the practice room or how one talk to another. Is there something that you can clearly see is improving day by day and is therefore helping you to perform on the server?
I mean, when we arrived here to this tournament, we had a 3-hour team talk about DNA, how we want to be ourselves after a loss, after a win as a team. Obviously, stage 1, we had a lot of debriefing. A lot of emotion coming out, a lot of how we're playing off each other, right? But in a very nice and easy way to understand that what we're saying is emotions in the game, emotions after the game. But having a day or two to think how can we take these emotions and put it into the game, and I think that's what we did here in stage 2. Very explosive, accurate other players, making sure we have some late round players who can play the timing later in the game. So honesty and direct feedback is what have gotten us to this stage.
Looking at Jacob in particular, obviously he came under fire from the community, but we've seen this, at least in this stage, him stepping up, him showing himself, you hyping him up when he's pulling off these crazy moments. Are we going to start to see what you guys saw and the reason you picked him up? Can you see that he's evolving throughout these games and these tough scenarios?
I mean, for sure. I mean, to be honest, what we have saw on those 2 against Aurora is what we basically see every day when we play. We know his mechanics are good. Is he in awkward positions on some maps? Yes, of course. We have big players. He's not ready to be fully star player, to take control of the game, calling exactly what he wants to do. His English is not the best. He's still nervous. So putting him in this position where he can grow a bit more, and I think in 1 year or 2 you're gonna see a very, very, very strong player. But let's not put too much pressure on these talents. You know what Dong did. Everybody's expecting Dong stats, Dong things. Well, he's a wonder kid, right? And for me, Jacob is showing what pressure actually does to a player. He played very much free this game, token control what he wants to do, and let's see in the future. I know what he can do, and obviously a little proud onk over here when I see him perform like this.
And you did just tell me before this interview started, you this time didn't put FaZe on your pick'ems 3-0, so maybe you should just not do that?
Yeah, that's the way forward, I guess. Have you never gone 3-0? It's a very long time ago. So yeah, definitely next stage, I'm not putting 3-0, but putting us through.
Putting you through, definitely. You've got that belief, you've got that confidence. There's a lot of people out here that are loving you as well, giving you a lot of support. The FaZe fans back home, any final words to them?
Thank you, guys. FaZe up!
I always believed. This morning when I woke up, I put a red shirt on because I knew FaZe was going through. 3-0, there you go. I like that very much. I enjoyed that map, and I loved when it went to OT. What did you think about it, Maui?
FaZe are still playoff long shots, but now we are forced to take them seriously. 3-0ing stage 2 was not in many people's predictions. I know that they could turn up. I know that they can ramp up into a tournament, but to go that high, that fast, off of what was, in my opinion, a almost despicable and embarrassing stage 1 is just unheard of.
Yeah, and also in the way they did it, because NIP, they had both of these maps. They had to pull insane moments out of a hat to actually even be in this position. And you know, when crunch time comes, you know, they are immaculate at pulling off the most insane things.
Let's talk about FaZe and how they were able to turn around in the second half, though, because when we hit that 7-5 scoreline, it kind of looked like NIP was taking this to a third map.
Yeah, I think, you know, NIP had full control. They were abusing that yard control. They put FaZe in really, really awkward positions. But then you could see, you know, small fakes, small kind of adjustments from Karrigan, put them in positions where they could freely go down lower, freely go out ramp. And they had a couple of rounds, they even got inner bomb site for free. So I think it was a really, really good kind of overtime calling from Karrigan, and the CT side was really good.
That's what I was most impressed with. I feel like the way Karrigan maneuvered people in the latter portion of their offense, where they were actually outmaneuvering NIP, catching NIP on their reactions, forcing them to make plays, and then just being completely ready for them. It felt textbook. And for a team that was barely getting over the line against a Red Canids team, 0.4 seconds away from losing to a Red Canids team, to then beating arguably the best nuke that we have seen from any team in the major in NIP. I think that it says that Neo, Karrigan, whatever they did in the off time, or however Karrigan is mid-rounding, it is paying off, and it's paying off with dividends.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree. I think Karrigan leveled up in the way they approach the T sides, and I think that the players has also gotten a little bit more disciplined. We don't see them as disjointed. They're not taking as many individual decisions. They're playing as a team, and it's paying off.
For sure. And I mean, let's talk about the Jacob conversation, because I mean, Banks and Stico had a chance to speak to Karrigan there, and he said what you saw yesterday, what you saw today is what they're seeing all of the time. I do think his performance from yesterday and today has put him in a position where I think Scrawny said it. He belongs. There's something there, enough with the hate maybe.
We'll have a conversation towards the tail end of Jacob's career, whether or not he actually surpassed his reign. One of the players with the greatest longevity of any rifler we have seen, and obviously still continuing on his upcoming 100 Thieves project. So it was always going to be too big of shoes to fill in terms of the entire picture of what Reign was as a player on FaZe. But if you're asking me today, who's going to be the better player in 6 months? My money's on Jacob. I mean, his aim is so absurdly snappy. The way he's able to play through some of the, I'd say, modern CS2 executes, able to weave around utility, able to still get clean shots off with the thinnest of margins presented to him. It's stuff that I really have rarely ever seen Reign do. And in already Jacob's first 12 maps, 13 maps now, with FaZe Clan, he's put up already a 1.5 rating versus a top 10 team. Like, Reign, by the way, has only done that 3 times in CS2, so to already do it this early, Jacob's ceiling is really absurdly high, and I don't think we are quite ready for what they're going to look like when he's actually completely acclimated.
It's also the roles he's playing, right? He's playing really tough roles for this FaZe Clan team. You know, even on Dust 2, like playing the long anchor is not an easy job to do. Usually you will get traded, you will not be able to get that many multifrags. He's done it, you know, time and time again. He's put FaZe in a better position early on in the round, and they have closers. They have Twist, they have Frozen, you know, and Karrigan with them, and with Brokey. They can close out the round if they get a man advantage.
There you have it. FaZe goes 3-0. They're making it to stage 3. You can hear the crowd behind me possibly chanting Karrigan. Everyone is very excited. If I knew how to do the FaZe up thing,
You got
I would.
There it is.
It wasn't great.
Throw it up right there.
Yeah, this is why I can't continue. Freya's going to have to take over. She's the real professional. She'll see you in a bit.
Pass the sides.
I'm breaking.
Pass smoke shields. Pass smoke shields.
There's no grab, I have grab. Nothing secret.
Can go back, guys.
I can play.
Breaking.
Nothing secret.
One can
Outside
guys now.
Gear pick.
Door. Main. Come main.
Yeah.
Hard dead.
City blue, Finn. He's coming, city blue. City blue dead.
Nice.
Let me do the nades.
Outdoor.
I'm going down. I'm going up.
Mono heaven now.
Yeah, he's not planting yet.
You can't convince.
Yeah, I'm going up.
I'm holding door all the time.
Yeah. Can be hot. No. Searching right here. Pin has door close.
Shoulder pick.
No. Hot.
He's in lobby. So close to Helvis.
90. Didn't hit him.
Nice! Nice!
Galera, daqui 7 minutos volta. Tá no intervalo, tá bom? Eles estão organizando as coisas. 7 minutinhos aí.
Joined with Lake from MAT here for the demo review. I have a couple things that I want to ask you about this particular game. You played on Mirage against NRG. You played particularly well in pretty much all of those matchups. We are starting with a round 3. You are taking mid in the beginning of the round, right? And you, in the end, become a lurker. And I want to pick your brain a little bit on that role. That what do you do as a lurker? So still, mid control is completely taken from you. Like NRG are not even fighting you back.
So we were just trying to like take the mid fight to them. If they wanted to fight mid, we like accept it and we'd fight them. And here, most of our rounds kind of come from a split type. So it's like top con, in con, whatever it may be. But Sin told me that I should be like more aggro this round, or like so I need to be like more of an active lurk. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. I kind of jump spot to see if I can see anybody like coming through that smoke, like Sonic did, and I just didn't see him. I think my pre-aim is always something that's a little bit like iffy sometimes. So I think that's something I always need to work on. But I mean, after I get the first kill, I'm like, okay, like my job's pretty much done. It's better for me to be like annoying. So I kind of just tuck. I hear bro running cat. I'm like, okay. And that's pretty much it for this round. I think in a perfect world, maybe I have better pre-aim, but I think I'd still make the same decision there just because of what was told to me from Sin. Like, I just need to make noise. Like, me dying isn't really the biggest deal, because if you like go back, like when I'm walking through that smoke, 2 teammates are like close ramp ready to go, pretty much off me, and then one guy's palace, like Mike's already walking out almost.
Round 8, probably gonna remember it.
Bebop.
Bebop. Exactly, that is Bebop. And you're doing a special role on Bebop, which is the first one to go out. This is so good what you're doing right now. Like the way that obviously you're getting a kill and then you're full blind. Obviously a team flash is unfortunate, but you're full blind and taking the whole space. Like you are unblinding next to the market or a kitchen, right? So
a bit of a thing, if you're entering B and a smoke comes from under window, normally it's going to be the B player sliding towards cat. So this call is actually supposed to be me throwing 2 flashes through. So I'm supposed to throw 2 entry flashes for myself.
Okay.
But I just canceled it. I just said I'm going, and then my supporters knew to just flash behind me while I'm going.
So the bounce of that smoke was the complete read of the situation where B player is going to be.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So at this point, we don't really know if it's a stack or not, and I don't really care if I die. So I'm just knife out, Mac 10 out, blind, just taking space. And once I get market control, this round's pretty much over.
Absolutely. Thank you for this demo review. It was really good, like kind of entry fragging masterclass of Mirage. Hoping to see some of this kind of performance in the stage 2 as well.
Yeah, I hope so.
Thank you very much for this.
No, thanks.
FaZe already locked into the coveted 3-0 category. Now it's time to find out who else will join them. Against all the odds, Bait poised to do one better than they did in stage 1, but not if an informed Na'Vi have anything to do with it. My name is Fresh joined by Ted and Pimp to be rounding out this evening's action. I know, Ted, maybe I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but I love what I saw from Na'Vi in the best of ones. It finally looked like they were enjoying playing Counter-Strike?
Yeah, I feel like going into this stage, we were probably having the idea that this is just going to be the test, just to show us what type of level Na'Vi are entering the major, right? And map 1 was great. It was no contest pretty much against Likewise. Then you go into that Imperial game when it was probably a little bit concerning for some people, but Na'Vi were still able to win a 13-10 game in which they lose both pistol rounds in a best of 1, and we know how pivotal that is. So all in all, I feel like they have been playing good Counter-Strike, but it's all about being able to grab that 3-0, especially when the other best team of the stage, or as we put it, other best team of the stage of Aurora, couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, it's been a joy to see Na'Vi play so far. Part of me wants them to be tested today, because I don't think they were truly tested yesterday. Yeah. I don't think they truly played a team that was able to pressure them to the limit. And I would love to see how Na'Vi reacts, because you're right, Freya. You know, maybe Cesar can be that guy who can, apply a bit of pressure. At least he believes in it himself. Not so sure about that. But the point of the matter is that we don't know how fragile Na'Vi is right now. You said it yourself, they've been looking like a team for a long, long time who didn't necessarily enjoy playing with each other. Yeah. So what happens when someone applies pressure? My hope is that Bait can do it tonight, because I want to see whether or not Na'Vi is a team we can count on.
Lots of really interesting relationships, as Cesar highlighted in that match quote. We were talking about it before we came on air, Ted. The difference in terms of Bait from, 3-4 months ago versus now. Last time I really saw them play was at EPL. Things weren't going great, but there's been a lot of changes happening since.
Yeah, there has been, right? Alex becoming the in-game leader doesn't really only change the fact that he's the one making the calls and not MPO anymore. It actually changes a lot of the composition of the team inside of the server, right? Alex is getting a lot more mid-centric roles, a lot more active roles on the T side. MPO is pushed a little bit to the side so you can have your second big voice on the other side of the map. Cesar has been getting a lot more freedom. Essentio's fitting into pretty much at this point all of the labor positions, and he's doing a good job. So yeah, a lot of things have changed for Bait. And coming back to what you were saying, Jacob, I feel like if there was a team to test Na'Vi right now, it would be Bait. This is the only team so far in the major that has played in 5 of the 7 maps they've played all 24 rounds or more.
Yeah, and you'd hope that's going to be the case again today, at least for the entertainment value. I'm afraid it's not going to be. I'm afraid the Na'Vi have shown to be good enough so far. I think what I saw from some of the individuals yesterday as well, we speak of a Wonderful who's here to prove a point, who I made the case that is potentially playing for his life within Na'Vi. I'm pretty certain that if Na'Vi are not going to have a great major, if they don't make the playoff, then roster changes is on the horizon. And he's been one of the players that we've been pointing towards, saying you haven't really been fulfilling your role up to the abilities that we know you have. So for him to get off to a good start, for him to farm some confidence, I hope to see that continue, because there's no doubt that a Na'Vi in form and a Na'Vi playing their best brand of Counter-Strike is not a team made for stage 2. That's a team that has to go straight into stage 3 and could potentially be a playoff contender.
100%. Wonderful. The highest rated player to come out of day 1 of stage 2, and guess who was just behind him? That's Bit, and we love to see that coming out of Bit.
Yeah, I actually like the comment coming out of Cesar. I'm going to dominate Na'Vi, but not Bit, right? It's a little bit funny, but obviously those guys being young Ukrainian players, they have a lot of respect for Bit. This is one thing that I don't want to see on the server today. Bit was very proactive yesterday on the CT sides. He was getting involved, getting opening kills, getting multi-frags. This is one of the things that I want to see out of Bait. I want to see the wilderness in Cesar. I want to see him face off against Bit with no fear in his eyes.
You said that Bait have the potential to be pushing Na'Vi in this one, but you did cite off-air that the maps might be a little bit strugglesome for them. Do you like this pool coming in for Bait?
I mean, I think it's pretty expected that you're going to see a Mirage, and a lot of people are going to be looking at this and saying, well, why would you pick a Mirage against Na'Vi, right? That's the initial reaction. Bait have nowhere to go. That's the big issue. All the maps they like, Na'Vi like. All the maps they're comfortable on, Na'Vi are comfortable on. So I feel like going into this V2, we're never going to see a clear punishment pick out of either side. I feel like it's just about Bait saying, well, you know what? We know we're comfortable on these maps. We don't care who we're playing against. Let's try and just put on a good performance.
If anything, I love the first map coming into this matchup, especially considering that we have Na'Vi starting on the T side. We know what they did to FlyQuest yesterday on their CT side. I'm sure a couple of the commentators will remember that one. You know, absolutely dominating. Bit having a fantastic showing. Wonderful having a great showing. So I'm curious to see if the T side is equally good, because if that's the case, then Train can be one of the strongholds for the entirety of the tournament.
I don't want Chad to hear me say this, but could have been a 13-0.
Should have been.
Should have been a 13-0. Probably one of the reasons why we've all gone for Na'Vi. Was that a difficult prediction for you? What percentage are you saying Na'Vi?
I wouldn't say it's a difficult prediction. I'm still expecting the game to be close. And Bait have worked a lot on their issues with choking out close games, right? This is something that MPO was bringing up in some of the interviews with Stico before, but I still feel like the difference should be big enough. I want to see Na'Vi get a comfortable win here.
Yeah, I honestly disagree in the sense that I don't think the game is going to be close. Yes, we can have a close map. I think overall, I want a game, and I believe we're going to get a game where at no point do I fear that Na'Vi are going to lose.
Okay.
Like, I feel like they are the better team. You said it pretty well yourself. They share the same map pool, and I think that's an issue for Bait, because Na'Vi, they're pretty much better on every single front, you know. And I also think they come in well prepared for this major. They are fully aware that they have to make a result at this major, and that doesn't happen in stage 2. So the sooner they can win right here, get to stage 3, get some time to practice and get ready for the big boys, the better. And I expect them to get the job done today.
Well, we've had time to have our say, but I'm more interested to hear what the teams think of one another ahead of this matchup.
Always the first day of the majors is a bit tricky because it's 2 best of 1.
Against Liquid, I'd say that was easy game for us. They decided to play our best map. Obviously, it's also their best map, but I think if you're like good team, like from top 10, you have to play not the best opponent map, which is out of top 10, and just do not give them chance to win you. And yeah, that was their mistake, I guess.
Our first game against FlyQuest. I mean, we were expecting the map. We knew what they want to play, what we want to play as well. It went pretty smooth.
Fnatic was hard match, I'd say. I felt like a little bit of a panic. We could have won more rounds on city side. They like to play like chaotic style, you know. They always like try to fake something, and it's always like hard to play against teams like this than against teams who always like go together and only one side, you know.
I don't have this opportunity to play against Romanians since I joined Navi. And it's always nice to beat them, at least in my opinion. But overall, I think it's very nice to have in any team at this scene, especially as major, other Romanians than me playing, trying to win. And overall, I think he's doing also a really good job in Flyers.
I think the most important one was when Alex did the 3K, very important round.
The game against Imperial was a bit hard. He also played very good. We had kind of zero preparation. We were expecting kind of another map. I think I was the only guy who was saying, I have a feeling that we're gonna play Mirage, and it was Mirage.
Navi, I don't think about this match. I can say that they always play good CS and they try to play meta CS, you know, and do always some new things. They always try to push the meta, yeah, and always interesting to watch how they play and obviously to play against them.
I think we're gonna prepare kind of the same as today. I'm saying kinda only because it's gonna be best of 10, it's not gonna be best of 1. Just basically do whatever we do every time. We play the game, we review it, we see what went wrong, what went good, and just prepare the next game.
We didn't prepare yet. We know how they play. It's easier to play against teams like this than to play against team like Fnatic, for example, because Fnatic play chaotic CS and Navi, like, you always know what they do.
Maybe it's gonna be like a bit shorter day.
We'll see, we'll see.
I'm very excited for this one. Ukrainian organizational derby, a powerful household name in Na'Vi. Few organizations with as rich a history, and this one from Ukraine. And now inspiration meets the inspired. Bait, 5 young Ukrainians stepping into the server and doing damage. They've impressed so far. We'll see how they fare versus Na'Vi. I loved seeing Cesar saying, you know, I'll beat the rest, but I got a lot of respect for Bit.
Understandably so. There's also some links to MPL and Headtrick, time in the Na'Vi jersey on the other side of the server as we get this one underway. Now Na'Vi, we saw them absolutely stomp FlyQuest on this map, but they'll have to start on the T side this time round. A little bit tougher out the gates, but this one is looking like a B Lear. 2 players ready for this. MPO high ramp will snap into action off of the Senthiel.
There's that sound cue, and it confirms for the swing. NBL had a chance there. Wonderful's done well. Minimal damage inflicted, an opening kill found.
Lots seen there on the radar, so they already had Cesar joining this inside setup, but it's also drawn Headtrick over as well. So that leaves in-game leader Alex 666 on Yard. And the finish, well, Na'Vi could head through Pop and still go towards A if they'd like. Starting to probe through. The U2 on Wonderful and Alexi B is what you need to keep your eyes on. It's a possibility to throw the fake towards the B side and then have everybody come sliding out of Pop in towards Yard and get past Alex. So lining up those nades now. It does look very fakey.
Yeah, we'll see how much of a rotation that causes.
Everyone's already here.
Alexi B down the ramp. Here's a lick of the flame and a couple of shots heading his way. Long-range Glock, though, not over-committing to these duels. The bomb slips out to an unguarded A site as Alexi B has solved this one fantastically. Always thought he could be an actor.
All right, well, they're going to give this retake a go. Alex in through the back lines. Cesar connector. Senthiel through Pop and Headtrick. He's going to be the late piece to join Alex.
A lot of important 1v1's going to go down here, and there's one. Alex has popped ahead of Makaze on the way back in. Now, no kit, so this is already feeling like high pressure from Bait. Good catch from Bit. Grasses into Cesar as he crawls. Alex doing damage, though, as he finds his second. Good tracking. Bit has done a masterful double.
Out of time, I think.
I think so, too. Light on time, Na'Vi. Headtrick's just running around. He knows the job is done. The round is won. And we'll try and preserve the Kev.
Okay, well, all the kills in that round to the Ukrainians on both sides of the server. Bit and Wonderful deliver as Headtrick gets away with his armor. An extra frag. We likely see the Force come into the next. A good opportunity now to talk about the CT setup. Cynthia will be locking down that B site. We're going to have a combination of Cesar and MPL, 2 of their nice, sharp, aggressive pieces playing towards Pop and teammate. That leaves in-game leader Alex to pick up the slack over towards Ivy. And, of course, Headtrick on the AWP once they can bring it into play. He's actually going to go with a FAMAS, so...
I've seen enough. I think Bit's on.
Okay, yeah. All right, well, 1 round, that's all you need.
That's it, that's all I needed.
Lots of team main presence against the Force. Here comes the MP9s up close.
Yeah, I like this close
Molotov thrown out by the T side. It stops those MP9s from being so far forward. And pushing through the sandwich smoke. No flash required. Cesar does find Ime. Still an advantage for Na'Vi. A lot of space to stretch their legs here as it seems like Bait have completely been locked out of this A-bomb site early.
Senthiel on the flank again, but still, it's not the weapon for the job. He will get an opportunity against Makazi. Will peer back in. This is his responsibility to clear, and now the information's there, can backpedal out.
It's a little unorthodox. Tucked up in close. Happy to take that close engagement versus the MP9. Now finds a little more distance between him.
I just want to save here, Bait. I understand that you aren't close to this one to go for some jewels, but it's unlikely you get back into this round after Makazi's double out of main. So as this one simmers forward, they will just be opting for the safe, seeing if they can catch an upgrade. But this will be a 2-0 start for Na'Vi.
That's such like a second round coded Molotov they've thrown as well, just towards the back of Red. This just perfectly stops what they probably wanted to do, which was like clamp down Sandwich and Red at the same time.
Yeah, it's great getting to see Train evolve a little bit more, right? Only introduced, or reintroduced this year. Didn't get a lot of play within the first season, starting it a little bit more in the second, and somewhere that Na'Vi are finding comfort being their map choice against Bait. So this is a 2-0 start. They will get the opportunity to bring back in Famouses and the MP9. But I have really enjoyed getting to witness this season since Makazi has joined from the Academy roster, another player in the server who's come through that system to be the Bash brother alongside of Ima. Right, on this map, he has to put on the defaults, pressure towards Ivy. Ima gets to play main. You're going to have Alexi alongside a Bit taking the box halls control, and they're wonderful on the AWP. But the two of them on certain maps where they get to partner up for aggressive moves, it helps out Ima a lot, takes away a lot of pressure on him.
You know, pressure. Cesar's already going to be asking questions of Bob, but he's hit the shot. Bit does better, gets the double before Senthiel could get to him.
They should have a good idea that more players invested over towards Brown Walls, and yeah, you can see them mollying Pomp to help them get in, but not certain on all the numbers. So still diligent on the clears, players could be lingering.
Hetrick's push is going to put a timer on this. How long will you wait?
It's the biggest flank possible, isn't it? Unless you're going from Ivy the other way around. And he's still a little bit worried. Maybe thinking the bomb was down, has to go back and pick it up. But no, they are entrenched on the site now, and they want some space. I like this from Na'Vi, shows the comms are flowing.
Interesting. They want a Senthiel. He's going to be looking at the right direction. And he's perfect for the first. It's an important trade provided by Wonderful. Opens up an avenue into B. They're considering it. And it does look like B will be the final resting place of that bomb.
Alex, does he go for the play? Yes, he does.
He could, and Ima's not looking. Looking the wrong way. Sidelined by the FAMAS.
Hedrick needs to start running.
Forced into the clutch. Buying time is Alex. Hedrick will join him. They have the numbers advantage, but Wonderful has the weaponry. An AK-47, that one-tap potential. Doesn't connect onto the first burst. Closing the gap, running him down. Does isolate. Didn't get too much damage inflicted. 8 bullets to work with for Wonderful. Tracking him, loud, trundling forward. Not going to be enough. Wonderful comes up clutch to keep Na'Vi's sheet clean.
Yeah, a couple of confidence boosters early for Wonderful. Pissed around Impact, and now just to hold them at arm's length. So 3-0, but the guns will now be invested upon. So good to show some bite from Bait. I understand this is not the round conversion, but still keeping the pressure on Na'Vi in the early stages. Bait is a young squad, average age of 21. It's fresh-faced youngsters. For a lot of them, at least the core, it's only their second major. We'll dive more into that as we do get into the first gun round. AWP out for both snipers. Look at this Ivy pressure.
Ooh, this is a little unorthodox. Okay, early Ivy stroll. Lurk smoke keeps attention drawn.
And this is putting pressure on the in-game leader early.
Yeah, Alex has probably got to focus on his gun, focus on his play. Leaping through for one. Aggressive, but confirms multiple bodies Ivy. There's so much information attached to that play from Alex.
But look at the radar. Nobody can box them in towards the backlines in CT spawn. So Makazi doesn't know it, but he has an open runway. Hetrick monitors the smoke. This setup right now, they're not moving pieces, Bait. They're pretty static.
We got an AWP head-to-head. Who can react quicker? It's Hetrick. Further away from the smoke, nails it.
Bomb loose. Makazi needs to wait for Emma and Bit to insert themselves in the play. Or does he?
Yeah, it looks like Makaze wants to try and find a belated trade. Oh, Hetrick, did you jump spot for Makaze's shoulder there? It's actually Bit that will catch him. And Cesar falls as well. Perfect execution from the two of them. Rip apart the A defense. Now it's a Senthiel trying to claw his way back in. And 3 on his screen. He leaves with 10 HP. NPL will search. He'll see if he can get anything to start the conversation, to see if Senthiel will want to be interested. Never mind, he's lost his teammate. Just NPL now. Looks like he's got the drop on bit. Peeking in though, and that AK primed and ready. First gun round slips down the Swanee, 4-0 for the Na'Vi side.
Okay, this is if you were bait, you were hoping to limit them to about 4 rounds in the first half, and they've been able to get 4 straight. So at this point, Madden is going to take a tactical timeout and have a conversation. It allows Blade to get on the mic, but I'd just be saying, good stuff. Right, so far so good. Game plan's going exactly as we had hoped. It'll have to be another limpid investment right now, but you're just looking for these opportunities to try and keep the pressure on Na'Vi, right? Limit the finances, force in some rebuys. This is always going to be a tough way in. It is their map up next.
I mean, things are already going fantastically for Na'Vi. Still a furrowed brow for Blade, but you won the pistol, got the conversions, had a clutch already. Things are flowing. This was a good catch. This was where the advantage was seized only momentarily. Bait did have a 4v3, but it was Bit activating in unison with Im. A perfect replay package to highlight how the A side fell.
And you have to think about the Ivy pressure, right? So that plays and has echoes into future rounds. Normally out of teams, you're going to either go for a B play or an Ivy play early. Odds provided by our official betting partner as we continue this one. Harass nades towards Pop, light damage done, and they'll get the space ahead of the Flames.
Okay, well, they haven't won out this head-to-head before. Wonderful catches as Senfiel poking his nose, but backs have turned. There's an opportunity. Wonderful. In transition, still gets his eye to the scope. Brutal for Bait. That looked like he had the perfect opportunity, but Wonderful's just too fast, too quick on the trigger.
Okay, well, they've shown Ivy presence, this time a lot of B presence, and this one will be swept under the rug very quickly. This is great form from Na'Vi, and this is what you're hoping to see. I think if anybody is reading a Blade interview and hearing the sentiment out of the camp, right, he is one who is very good at controlling the expectation. And if his teammates are reading that, look, the boss man not putting too much pressure, obviously, you want to win. But knowing what you're dealing with, knowing that you have Makazi in the roster for just this first season, and essentially retooling how you want to approach. It's not just a plug and play. They've actually reformatted some things. And
I just covered my ears.
Well, we know where they're going now, don't we? But we've seen Na'Vi come into a major not as favourites before.
That's true.
And this is the only organisation that has made it to every single major, number 23. Up against
that's longevity. That is an achievement. That is an accolade to be boasted.
Oh, for sure.
Something tells me they might try the B side this round.
Well, something tells me that Senfiel has a low in his play because rotation looks like it might have to be MPL, and he's still lingering around E-Box at the moment. They're looking to set up the boost. Never mind, it'll be Alex, the in-game leader, to join him. The boost is up. They're setting up the B presence now.
Yeah, Hedrick's pushing Ivy, so it frees Alex up to be there.
Yeah, but the info is going to be too late. The rotation will be too far away. They're going to have to pipe in through Pop. They're going to be overrun right now.
Oh, even better. He's actually caught Makaze. Does that lead to second guessing?
It's a 2v4.
Here comes the util. Here comes the exec. Pressure from upper from Bit. Essential's tucked in. Alex has blocked them with the incendiary for an additional 5. It buys time for Ken's sword to come through. Needs the flash, needs the frag. Essential tracks nicely, gets his. Kensazor chips in, Bit goes down. It's Wonderful that's keeping Na'Vi in this round.
They can still pivot. 50 seconds, have the bomb.
They lost him up.
Okay, now it's Wonderful in a 1v3. This one's tough.
Yeah, they're beating him to the punch. Look how quick NPL is here. Oh, not far off, you know. A quick flick, a quick scope, not going to hit it. Onto the Glock for a headshot. Okay, what's going on? Now a missed shot from Hedrick. Wonderful is still alive. 2 HP and an opportunity for an ace clutch. There's no way. Hedrick's getting nervous. And he nearly had him on the cross back. 20 seconds, what'll it be? I can't quite believe that I believe.
Well, surely Essential's won this with the flank.
You'd think, right? Pops out of pop.
As soon as he starts planning the bomb, Essential has to spring to action.
It's a perfect plant, Chad. Hedrick stampeding, Essential's the unknown, and he's nailed the shot necessary to get Bait on the board. I have to say, not only have I seen signs of life from Bit, but it seems Wonderful is here to play today as well.
Yeah, 11 kills for him so far, racking him up, but that's Ivy presence there from Hedrick to get them the opener. The B bomb site did well, right? Smoke Molly defense, they were able to really stuff this choke point. That Molly coming in late segregates the fight. They were just set up on the low ramp, ready to take fights as players started to rotate out of con. Good output from Wonderful, gets the bomb down, and well, there wasn't going to be any issues in the buy department. That is guaranteed. So first round on the board. Need to start posting consecutive now for this CT side. They have everything they desire and more. They've gone for team main block smoke. Does that mean more Pop presence?
Seems like a priority for Bay on the
I think
CT
this is
side.
the same call right now out of Alexi. And you really want to condition towards B. So yeah, it looks like they're going to run with the same move.
And it's the same start from Bait as far as Labour division. Alex will be joining Essential on this side. It looks like Essential is going to be playing the elevated position here. Very quiet. Cesar has nothing to report main.
Hedrick took some contact. Ivy drops his block smoke, and they're setting up the B execute. So this time, let's see if they can catch them on the timing. And if being in a 5v5.
Oh, beautiful angle from NPL. Gets boosted up and catches Bit Pop.
Okay, so a slightly different look, but still a 5v4 in favor for Bay. Essentio, I like this.
Goes looking for answers, and he finds Alexi B. The Kalash finds him, though.
Good damage done. Alex tucks in back of the bomb. Now, do they still want to continue this? 50 seconds. Alex might even consider going for a timing push. We'll just park in towards Oil for now. So having faith that they will rotate elsewhere, and that's the right call, at least for now.
Yeah, so Makaze's clearly been called back. Returning to main with only 35 seconds left, though. Trying to sell B. Util comes through. Hedrick's on his way. Cesar also towards the Z connector. NPL positionally sound as he gets himself another, as Bait are looking to take a second round consecutive.
Okay, well, with only 20 seconds left, I think Wonderful's definitely going to be saving it. Oh, maybe Makaze wants to keep on fighting to do some damage. Wonderful's coming over.
They're going.
Okay.
I mean, should be the end of Makaze. NPL has had a fantastic round, and there's just no time for Wonderful to get anything done. Here we go. They got low. A little bit of an opportunity for a misstep from Bait.
Okay, those saves could have gone a long way. Wonderful would have been able to drop another gun.
Oh, yeah.
Makaze would have been able to get one of those, right? And there could have been a few more rifles in the mix. So we'll see how they want to operate forward. I just saw Imma buy and then sell back, but they've gone for this boost 2 rounds in a row. This time it pays off. Stuff from MPL. We know what type of output this guy can find. So not the full investment. A couple of Galils. I think they'll take the pace out of this, avoid the damage from the protocol utility. Next round, 2,400 loss bonus. That's why everyone's left himself with about 2K. Na'Vi could still grab some value. And again, the fact that you already have 5 rounds T-side at train, you're happy with that if you're Blade.
Have to admire the restraint. You talk about protocol util. They've been holding on to the majority of theirs. Cesar's got a full belt.
Yeah, it seems like they understand what they're up against. Here comes the flash.
And not the frag. Cesar will dip down. We'll block him with a minute to play.
So back to B. Hedrick on a rifle with the Senthiel. Playing in the clouds towards the high ramp. Can they shut this one down and deny the plan?
I think Hedrick's destined for glory. Loses control of the spray a bit there. Wonderful with able to bring him down. Quick reactions from Essential stops Makaze's block.
Should get the bomb in.
Finishing the job. Bomb planted. Extra 600 bucks in a round loss for every single member of Na'Vi.
Okay, that's going to feel good for someone like Bit who over-invested there. So everyone will be able to buy it, no dramas. Wonderful will even get his AWP. Same can't be said for Hedrick. Unless he gets a drop, I think Alex should be able to hook him up in that department if they want to prioritize the AWP in his hands. Cesar has been the highest rated player for Bait throughout their campaign so far, from stage 1 to stage 2. And he's the newest addition to the team, joining at the tail end of 2024. They'd overhauled their roster throughout 2024, and in 2025 they obviously make the major in Austin, making it all the way to stage 2, where they were eliminated by Linvision in a 2-2 game. So they're looking to do one better this time round, and they're going up against the big dogs, the big brother, especially of the region, Na'Vi. A name to be respected, one that these young faces would have been watching for many years.
And something as well worth mentioning is that perhaps for Bait, you know, reps are important. They've kind of warmed into this tournament. A loss in the first best of one of stage 1, and since then have just been on the up and up.
Yeah, grinders, right? These are the type of players that you see online just playing constant matches. So turning to LAN and then having to deliver this. The oldest player is 24. There's a couple of 19-year-olds in the mix. So see what they can deliver into this one.
Oh,
great
that's
shot.
a lovely opening. Just a flash of bits and a flash of flash.
Oh!
Alexi B running it down. The wonderful catches NPL as well. The job seems done as Alexi B flexes some mechanics.
He had 1 kill. Now he's got 3.
Yeah.
And those ones have impact.
And this one's worth a 6th round, Chad. You already said they'd be happy and laughing with 5. Damn, and it starts with a head trick opener as well. Very short-lived success. The celebrations are cut short by Alexi B.
Well, now it's about saving. Makazi's lurked out of Ivy. It's Kenzor and Alex. They want to hold on to this. Makazi going around the world. He's calling it awfully clear. Not going to bother with CT spawn, thinking that they would be on the save. So can Makazi be the thorn in the side and grab another kill before this round is done and dusted? Finances are not good for Bait. They could be worse, but they could also be better.
Oh, if he goes up. Oh, he's coming around the corner anyway.
Back
Heading
turns.
from main, yeah, back to back, but not going to be checking.
Alex.
Oh, and that's the end of Alex.
Okay. The loss bonus comes through. Hey, Team of the Year 2024. Copenhagen Major winners. Looking to get back to that type of form. And some great shooting from Alexi.
Damn.
Covering fire there from Wonderful as MPL. Desperately coming through the smoke to be that 3rd prong. Ken still had 6K, so he's dropped the AWP again. Headtrick gets it once more. A little bit lighter on with Yuto. A couple of key pieces missing for this one, but still enough to fight forward. And starting 4 yard.
Ken Cesar taking full main. Straight out of the gate, deep smoke, that confirms it. Wonderful's getting run boosted here. Headtrick does tuck away from the flashbang. Different feeling to this round with the CT such early control.
Well, they've had some good moves. Last round they had the players in the right place. Alexi just happened.
Yeah.
Right? You had a 3-player B stack and they were heading with quite a few forces towards B. You just didn't deliver the necessary kills.
This is a necessary kill for Headtrick. Oh! What?
All right.
That is a little look at what Makaze does best, just cracking skulls. Sharp shooting onto the sniper. You can see that's pulled Alex away to address the gap. Makaze, oh, he's ready for you, and Alex goes down as clean as the first.
Look at a Sentinel P. What are you meant to do?
Yeah, right.
You're worried about everything.
So they could be, yep, in front of me, behind me.
That's 4 choke points.
Oh, gosh. Jeopardy for Ascenthial, and now they know where you are. Makaze's on the warpath. Not another one, surely. Yeah, Wonderful will secure it.
And save again.
Wow, this is such a well-structured T-side out of Na'Vi. I'm in awe.
You wonder if that's prep right there, right? Okay, if they go for this main control, does Headtrick like to play this angle? Just because Makaze, the way that he cleared that was a thing of beauty. And then the movement at the end to find, right, clearing out, knowing that he's meant to be playing for info, not just going wide.
Right.
So valuing his life, getting that info, and then being able to relay that information and remove that inside prong. It's a really solid Counter-Strike right now for Na'Vi as they do get their 7th. 2 rounds remaining within this first half of play.
You were talking to me over lunch, asking about where we put Na'Vi.
Well, this is the thing, right? You stomp FlyQuest, that's one thing, right? Okay, you start off your CT side, you're 12-0, that was great. And then you go up against the likes of Imperial in your second game, and it gets a little bit close. So you wonder, oh, is it nervy?
How good are Imperial?
Yeah, right? So you're asking all of those questions.
Didn't Imperial beat Fnatic today? Am I tripping?
They were up against them, I believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened.
It was on Dust too. I think you're right.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, it's hard to place them. Maybe Imperial are just gamers and Na'Vi are the real deal.
Well, I think there's no question that Na'Vi are one of the best teams in this stage. That is without a doubt.
It's just
Right,
like
but-
how much is the gap between the stage 3 teams and Na'Vi?
I think everybody, including themselves, have an expectation that they are a stage 3 team who are starting in stage 2.
Right,
Getting
absolutely.
some warm-up, getting the reps in. Here's Emma, aggression now.
Ooh, I like it. It's up against MP9s, it's risky, and he's going to get spammed down. Great awareness from MPL. He'll catch him. Makaze's taken down Alex, so it doesn't matter if it's an AWP or a rifle. He does seem like he's destined to do something on the Ivy fight. And Alexi will call his dogs off the search. Retooling now, leaving and parking Wonderful on the Ivy side.
This would be a really tough round to lose here if you're Beta after you get that opener. I understand that they don't have the best to buy, but they've actually given you some pace and you've got 1 for 1. And considering you need something more than 3. So gravitating over towards B. Kenzor, MPL was investigating from Connector. It feels like they're reading the play quite well. As you two are being lobbed out by Makaze. Sandwich smoke will keep question marks about what really lies in main. Hedrick playing new box, MPL back a bomb. Kenzor, does he stay planted right now? Because it will be the B play. 40 seconds. Oh, never mind. Pivoting pop again.
It's going to be coming down to the wire time-wise. Hedrick, that first contact. How good is the clear from Alexi? How good is the spray from Hedrick? Stabilizing for 3. Started off wonky, ends straight as an arrow.
All right, Hedrick, not the flashiest of aim on display there, but regardless, it's the result you were looking for. Makaze tucks tail, opts for the save, and there you go, a 4th. It's hard to be getting too excited about that if you're bait, but if you're able to salvage the 5th round,
it's something.
You get the halftime break, you come back in, you win the pistol, then maybe you can start rolling with a little bit of a momentum. But right now, you would say that Na'Vi have done the job on this T side.
Would it be fair to kind of categorize the train pick from Na'Vi as somewhat of like an attempted weakness, targeting a weakness? It doesn't seem like it's a map that's had as much of a rep from bait. You know, I'm looking at their 3 months. Some maps have got 13. This one, Amiga 5.
I think there was definitely other places they could have gone in the map pool. So I thought this could be the 3rd and deciding map of the series.
Okay.
But it's also a map that if you're feeling really comfortable on, and Blade loves his prep, Alex gets one back.
That's a nice one.
You might be able to identify a lot of key things, key tendencies that you're able to exploit.
This is more than we've seen before as far as bodies.
They don't even need to hang around. You can just leave one player here and just keep smoking it off.
Oh, they are probing. They are
Sorry about
searching. Lexi B's done well onto Kenzor and confirmation of much more. Bit will catch a sense. You're pulling out nades, and now look at him. He knows that's the A anchor, or rather the B anchor, excuse me. NPL catches it with his nades out. Makaze, oh, wonderful. Wonderful needs to turn around. The covering fire's not there. It's huge from NPL. It puts Bit into an uncomfortable 1v2. Uncertain as to where Alex is. Knows where NPL was. Starts to try and reposition. As time ticks, more and more options open up for where Bit could have gotten off to. Gets spotted actually, just on the jump up on the lip. Still, they don't find that lead. NPL! Huge round out of him. 3 kills. The Ukrainian upstart doing well up against Na'Vi. It's 5 enough though.
Na'Vi kicking things off with the pistol. 5 straight rounds, but Bait finding some form before it's too late. We're going to head to a break. Are they able to collect themselves to pick up the pistol? MPL once donning the Na'Vi jersey back in Paris at the Major, now up against them in a 2-0 game. Stage 3 awaits for the winner of this, and his 3K has kept the hopes and dreams alive for map number 1. 7-5 on the half, more than par for the course for Na'Vi, but something that Bait can work with. Let's get this one underway. Swap sides, it look like we're going fast and furious out main.
Couple of spam from Makaze. They're accelerating towards him on the new box. The flashes have caught him. Lovely start. The pathing was there. And so are the frags. Essential and Headtrick removing the double. On site, Imed does linger. Wonderful's pushing smoke. Held by Essential. He's done well there. Dips away after picking off Headtrick. Makes it into a 2v2. It's Alex, though, with a long-range Glock 5 versus USP. It isn't favorable. But the bomb ticking is every second off of that.
They got to fake it at least. Try and draw him out.
There's the tickle. Wonderful. Gets that head-to-head with Essential, and now it's Alex having to activate. Im is there, and the 10-second defuse will come through.
Okay, you can understand from Alex's perspective, doesn't have the sightline on the bomb, doesn't know if they're sticking it, and they're actually running at him. So a little bit unfortunate in that situation. The bomb will go down, but Na'Vi are going to take it. Both pistols in this one. Wonderful 18 kills, having one of those games. He's a player who has been under a lot of fire. Wonderful. People wanting to see more output from the AWPer. But I will say there is very few AWPers in CS2 who can find elite level output. You got your Monasies of the world, maybe your Shiros, your Zywus. If you're not too far behind that list, I think you're doing all right. Oh, yeah. Mate, let me not forget Moladoy.
Oh, yeah, no, in fact, he's taken the world by storm.
Okay, so bomb going down does facilitate 3 Galils, Mac 10 and a Tech 9. Ivy presence early.
Are they running? I see a Mac 10. No, he is going to be walking, but it looks like Alexi's caught wind of it, or at least suspects something fishy afoot. Block smoke on top.
They pop through this. They could do with a flash.
I think he's kind of playing this corner to be anti, and it looks like they're going to call it off.
Okay, well, the pressure has at least drawn out some Utah, which you know is going to be lighter into the second round, right? They can't have all the rifles and all the nades. It's a choice between firepower and utility. So if that's what they were hoping for, they have been able to draw out a smoke early. There's still 3 on the board for Na'Vi to continue to block with as we take a look at this CT setup. It is just Bit, and he's actually playing for a lot of information. Oops. A missed smoke. If they were hoping for the lurky number, that one has not landed. Those are the unforced errors you cannot be making. Bit tucks in, Imma rotates over. Bit is playing.
Oh, full committed to that.
For full frags, yeah. That's what I was saying. The fact that he tucked in there, I love it. More info, and now he's out. Beautiful from Bit.
He's done very well. Feels uncomfortable if you're Bait, not only operating with a disadvantage, but that clock is ticking down. Looking at the pop side, it's Makaze playing E-Box, and he's got support from Wonderful as well. There's a more block util. Feels like they've got infinite incendiaries. That is the last of them, I promise. Makaze plays up close. Wonderful gets further forward to be that first port of call. They're running out of time, chat. Alex gets 1, 2 down in the feed. Favoring Bait. There's him with 3. No, just 2.5. Alexi B gets it done, though. Nothing for Alex. A little late to the party. He will take 2, but Alexi just has to live, hide in the corner. Not enough time. Threatening.
Great damage, and I'm interested to see now what that means for the next round, because on the T side, in this type of situation, knowing that you've taken 4 of the 5 rifles, maybe you'd want to invest again. Now, yeah, take a timeout to have that conversation. Get the coach on the mic, because this is a big one. This is essentially where you decide, are we going all in and we lose it? We probably lose the map with it, or do we take the conservative approach? Now, the bigger issue is, sure, Alex has this Galil carried through, but his loss bonus is going to be in a tougher position going forward than everybody else's. So you got a double-edged sword with the choice that you're about to make. I don't envy the position they're in right now, even though they did do all of that damage. So you know that you've got Na'Vi's finances teetering. It's very enticing to want to buy, to knock it out, and then take control of the economy early. Then they'll go into a force buy that will be light on. Feels like they're going for the best of both worlds. So it works out quite nicely, especially if they get the bomb down. So Alex with the loss bonus that was left over, it was 1K, excuse me, not the loss bonus, but the kills, the residual cash that he had. So he's going to get plus 2,900 on top of that. So we'll put him in Galil range. Oh, okay. Well, that wouldn't be the first time we've had that type of conversation.
Cesar just goes swinging with that Tech 9, finding nothing but death.
Okay, and now these investments are a little bit in vain, aren't they? This round is done. Maybe an opportunity for Na'Vi to be able to reset. We have had these comm segments that we've checked in on. It's a low HP, okay.
Wait.
I put it back in the bottle.
Yeah, actually.
Wonderful is low.
Makaze playing actively, and Essential may have caught wind of him there. They might peek from 2 different elevations, and he's just going to fall back, try and throw the smoke. They don't accelerate off of that.
And they don't need to. Still have time. Don't throw this one away. You've actually drawn yourself back into a winnable situation from what was at 3v5. Alexi with an interesting push. Does he play to contain?
Oh, catches the headshot to Hedrick, and he spotted another.
And he's away.
That's the most important part. Not going to be forced and tucked and hard cleared. Now does get awkward once more.
That's really annoying from Alexi. Great work from the in-game leader to put them in the power position. You see how much Wonderful is valuing. Just playing in con jiggling. Checking out front bomb and the sandwich cross. But they are out main, so do have some space to work with.
They want Makaze so bad, and a missed shot. Not easy to hit on the moving elevation of the stairs. Wonderful closes it down. Okay. I mean, that's got to be, what, 20 frags now?
21.
21 and counting from Wonderful.
10 higher than anybody else on his team. So he's having a game, and remember that clutch in the early stage of that first half as well. So there's been some shaky moments in the first couple of rounds of each half for Na'Vi. And that's likely why Alexi, that we saw there in what was transcribed with the comms, saying, hey, everybody, relax, we still won the round. You're in a very strong position after your first half, after all. I know it's MR12 and the game can slip away quickly, but still. Oh, missed smoke, I believe, from Bait towards Yarn. That's another one that hasn't quite landed. You can see it there just in the middle of new box, not really covering camera, not covering sandwich.
Bit rough around the edges, perhaps, on this T-side util. Couple of unforced errors in that department.
Well, no harass pop, just this AWP on the line.
Kensazor's usually good for a jiggle or two, but this time actually just gets his boots blown off. Wonderful passes that reaction speed test.
Kensazor, where you going, mate? You have the bomb.
Ah, he's been alerted.
Yeah. Not only did you get legged, you were on your lones and pushing up Pop Dog with the bomb on your back. Now, the fact that you've taken that contact, Alex is going to throw this, right? And the idea behind this smoke is to make them think it still could be a Yarn play, but they haven't really put any pressure over towards Ivy. This time the smoke lands. Wonderful takes another shot. But there's still 2 players on B to deal with this, and they're playing smoke molly defense. Look at both of them on the back. As soon as the user comes, then they drop their nades. Here it comes.
And you might lose them on the way in, burning through. Look at their health just rotting to the core. NPL important, removing Bit, and now Imes feels vulnerable. They're holding for you, and they will find you. NPL fakes him out, frags him down. A 3-on-4 advantage Bait with the bomb now planted. This is a must-win, must-convert to keep the conversation alive of a competitive train.
No kids.
ITB on the way in. There's Makaze, finds that elevation and removes NPL, anticipating the lurk out of Alex. He's timed it well. There is a kit down. This gets uncomfortable for Na'Vi. They're running light on time. Wonderful will pick up the kit. Here's the Alex flag, perfectly timed. Catches them looking the wrong way. Makaze falls, and it's a Bait round after all.
Okay, nice round indeed. I love that fake from MPL. He's in the site. He could have just punched in the digits, but wanted to draw out any rats that were in the system. Catches Immet, wanting to deny that. And that right there is them breaking through. A round now for their T side.
Crispy finish.
Oh, well, they forced in. A couple of MP9s, a couple of 5.7s, and 1 M4. You can break them here, Bait, and this one could be worth 2.
Wonderful's going to set him up. Immet Makaze. Bit of a team flash on that one, not going to cost them. And that would have been audible. Oh, there's more actually, so plays on plays. And this flash, oh, he doesn't catch Kensazor. Still Alexi finds him, but with Hedrick connecting on the AWP, reveals at least where another one was. Blocked on Ivy and retooling. Bomb maneuvering back. It's Makaze versus an AK on Essential. How has he won that? Huge huge from Makaze, better from Bit. Short-lived successes just after you get yourself on the board, get the ball rolling, it's immediately taken back by Na'Vi.
And that was way back in, and Hedrick, you're dead. Oh, okay, maybe not, I spoke too soon. He should be dead.
He should be.
See how long he gets to live with this AWP. I don't think they'll allow him to hold on to it.
But then, so should Makaze. I mean, I don't know how he's done that. Decent range, Essential with the weapon, doesn't matter. It's a powerful pistol, and Makaze is a powerful player. Definitely seems to be kind of, you know, he's settling in. It's a project to integrate a whole, you know, an academy talent into a tier 1 roster.
But this is it, right? The expectation on these young faces to perform at the highest level of Counter-Strike in a stressful environment, it seems to be extremely high when everybody should be given a little bit of time to work in.
I have a name for that.
Is it Donk?
It's the Donk delusion.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's a great term for it. I think Donk has kind of shattered everybody's level of expectation of what is realistically possible.
Yeah, for these rookies. I mean, I think he is entirely responsible, or majority responsible, for the expectations set on your Jacobs of the world, your Makazes.
That's fair. I like the framing, and they do let him hold on to the AWP. So something carried through with the ability to bring out 2 AKs, a Galil, and likely something lighter.
He wasn't blind, he's right.
But you still won the round. And you get yourself up to 11. Just 2 more rounds required on your map choice. Nope, just making sure he remembers the strats.
It's just baffling to me how, like, all of these Na'Vi listen-ins, those little bits, it seems like they're, like, in a really intense, like, 11-11 scoreline.
Look, if you're Blade, you would happily not have to prep for extra games.
Yeah, yeah.
And not only that, show less of your playbook.
Of course. Especially when you know what you're going into. There's the shark-infested waters of stage 3 if you win. Bomb's going to walk through this. Alexi's in that anti-flash angle.
Wonderful here as well.
Util. Is it going to be a flash through? Wonderful tucked on the deep corner. Anti, I love this setup.
Oh, they're reading this well.
They're just going to play the fade. So Alexi B. Is he going to try and get that first contact? Oh, actually, they're going to throw nades from either side. So info, flash connects onto Cesar. Here's the response. Not a great Molotov path in front of it, though. Nade supporting great. Look at them, just team play on display. There's 2 rifles, a nade from a 3rd. Now they swing, and there they go. Essential in the meantime caught 1, but it's still falling apart at the seams. Essential's been spotted and executed. 12th on the board, multi-kill from Wonderful and Bit. Everyone playing their part. This is looking like a well-oiled machine, Chad. This Na'Vi, they are no slouch.
Yeah, some of the unforced errors of missed pieces of utility definitely don't help, but we do turn into Bates' map choice next, so you're hoping to see a better face for a competitive affair in this type of a game, especially just for the youngsters. But for Na'Vi, continues, as you're talking about here, to give some confidence going forward. And we've definitely seen some disparities in levels of play from stage to stage, but wonderful right now he has come to lock that in. That's going to be hodgepodge for the final round. What can you afford? And what util is required for the call for this final round? Mac 10, Tech 9, 3 Galils. Only 1 T-side round to your name. You don't even have a rhythm. You might just try brute force. Have to extinguish, flash and go.
He's running. Im is dead. Big fight. Makaze kept humble as well. Just the one. Alex watching from the sidelines. And an advantage for Bait. Oh, only for a minute. NPL
Bit's already here. Bit's already here.
They're not ready for that. Oh, they're so comfortable. Na'Vi just run them down. Caution to the wind. You got 6 rounds to play with, but we are going to finish it right here and now, round 19. And there's Hedrick, the last piece to fall down. Na'Vi, that is a statement win. First map of the series goes their way in dominant fashion.
Yeah, Na'Vi hoping to speed run stage 2 of the start ladder Budapest Major. Bait need to go have a quick chat and pick themselves up. This one ain't done yet, and they got more opportunities even if they lose today. But let's put your best foot forward as this series continues.
one game away from making it through to stage 3. A dominant performance from the whole team yesterday. It was looking really good. But I want to ask you, it's your first major. You're a rookie coming into this. What's the feeling like overall? You've been to some of the biggest events in Counter-Strike, but how is it here when you finally made the major dream come true?
I mean, it's an insane feeling. Major is like fully other emotion, I would say, than other tournaments, so it's insane to be here.
Insane to be here, and you're playing insane as well. The whole team is looking real good. Emma said something funny to me, that you guys were more having jokes and laughter and stuff outside of the server, that you're the funny one. Explain to me, what are you doing to give him so happy and laughing?
Albanian jokes.
He wasn't ready for the Albanian jokes.
No, he was not. No.
All right, and do you feel like you're now a player who can keep the good vibes, keep the good mood in the team? Because when I see you on the server, right, when I'm looking at the player cameras, you're a bit more quiet, a bit more reserved, but do you also bring the mood up?
Yeah, I'm trying to bring the mood and also in server to show up. So I'm trying to do both.
Trying to do both?
Yes.
It's very important as well. And looking at this game, you're playing up against Bait. Does this feel like this would be a comfortable team for you? Do you have a good understanding and read on them? Obviously, they changed in-game leader recently, but are you well prepared?
I mean, we prepare, yes. We are well prepared. So let's see. I mean, I am familiar with their game, so let's see.
Familiar with your game, confident for a win?
Of course.
Always confident.
Of course, always.
All right, man. Thank you very much.
See you.
Guys, we have both.
I'll take. Nice!
Хорош. Oh, you stop fucking by. Fuck, I was getting scared because no one is answering to this.
No, I heard, but
it was good actually, good. So let's go.
Tough times for Bait, whereas it's full steam ahead for Na'Vi, ending as confidently as they started this map of Train. Ted, he did try to warn us this was going to be a tough one for Bait to swallow, and they just couldn't get the job done.
Yeah, I feel like going into this game, it was difficult to have high expectations out of Bait, especially considering that they've been doing very badly in pistols, and they needed a good start on the CT side of Train if they were ever going to go toe-to-toe with such a well-playing Na'Vi. I mean, Jacob, me and you were having a conversation in the green room. In this state of Na'Vi on Train, this makes them a legitimate competitor, even against some of the best teams in the world, right? You're looking at maybe Furia, Falcons, Vitality is the only 3 teams that you could say 100% should be able to best Na'Vi on this map. And then you're going down the list. Even a team like Mouse would probably give Na'Vi a chance if they're playing like they were in this game.
Now, it's not a surprise Na'Vi is winning, it's how convincingly they're winning, you know.
Sure.
Because when you look at the results, even when they played the last Star Ladder tournament, when they played some of the smaller tournaments out there, whenever they faced team beneath them, they would always struggle. They would always have to fight. They would always give you moments in the game where you think, ooh, are you going to lose to a team that is not supposed to be on your level? So far, they played 3 maps at the Major, and they've been steamrolling every single one of them. Train no exception.
I know this is a bit of an intangible, but even from just that voice comms clip we just got, it doesn't sound like the same frustrated Na'Vi that we've heard. Yeah, they were actually having a little bit of a giggle. That is probably the first time this year that we've heard Na'Vi not getting frustrated.
Yeah, I think this is absolutely terrifying if you're Bait, right? Even when you win a round, when you watch it back and you realize, oh, those guys were laughing when we were winning rounds, it is pretty devastating. And I actually think we've got a round ready to look at. That was one of the situations in which Na'Vi, I think, showed in a great way how they were able to control the map. So we see Makaze taking a little bit of a fight in towards Na'Vi. Probably a fight he shouldn't be winning against the Opera, to be completely honest, but he's still able to make it look very easy. Then they pause for like 20-25 seconds. They wait for Bait to get uncomfortable. They go looking in towards CT. They lose another one. And that kill here is just a great example of how composed Na'Vi were throughout this entire game, Jacob, right? Even the player that spots out Essential, they know he's alone on the B-bomb side. They still wait to swarm him and peek him at the same time from different angles. So that just showed how composed Na'Vi were and how well they were able to just outmaneuver Bait in the first half.
The cool thing about that round, as you said, you know, the way they spread out, how composed they are, and then Essential, you know, standing on the inner bomb side, he could have died from 4 different directions. It didn't matter who were going to kill him, someone was to. So I feel like you're right. I feel like Na'Vi were controlling, they were dominating the T side, got off to a 5-0 start, then a bit of an answer back for Bait, winning 3 in a row, and you think to yourself, ooh, maybe we get a half right here, but then you have a great round here in round 10, the round before, round 9 as well, spread out, you know, completely dismantled the defense of Bait, and from that moment onwards, again, it was just a question whether or not they were going to win 13-6, 13-8, or 13-11. Na'Vi were the better team.
Wonderful, continuing the impressive form that he showed in day #1 of stage 2 as well. And this is what we love to see. Literally from the very get-go, he was looking incredibly confident.
Yeah, it was, right? Even if you're looking at round number 3, this is where Wonderful gets a 1 versus 2 clutch. It kind of felt like it just put him in the right mood, right? And from that point on, every single time, Bait were trying to be aggressive, going towards upper ramp, time some pushes in towards pop. Wonderful was just ready. I mean, look at that. He's just dropping, quick scoping, killing people left, right, and center, blinded, unblinded. He's just doing whatever he wants on the server. You can clearly tell that he was having fun on train.
Yeah, it's good to see, right? And it's the Wonderful that we've been, I guess, almost begging to see. I love the fact that we get the highlight package from him as well, showing a lot of AWP kills. There has been this conversation around him that sometimes he's prone to pick up the rifle, maybe a bit too much, you know, when they're playing close games. They don't always have the economy for it, and Wonderful is just more impactful when he has the AWP in the hand. And Na'Vi is a more dangerous team when they have an AWP player who can make the difference on the server.
So what was lacking then in terms of Bait and maybe some preparation for this version of Na'Vi that we were seeing today?
I mean, there was a couple of things. Obviously, when you're going up against Na'Vi and their state currently on train, which is pretty strong, you gotta be hoping to start off the halves well. And Bait, since the start of this tournament, are 1-5 in pistol rounds, or since the start of this stage. So pistol rounds have not really been going their way. And then on the other hand, you look at Cesar, who's been the highest rated player for this team in a while, and he's been the biggest star since the start of this event. Well, he finished the game with 7 frags and 14 deaths. So this is just not great. When you have some of your better players not being able to perform, get comfortable, and they're just getting denied, everything that they try just gets countered, it's not easy to play.
No, not at all. And you even had Hetrick having a decent showing, you know. We saw him finding moments in the game where he was trying to drag them back into it, and he's supposed to be the biggest difference maker, I guess, within Bait, especially on a map like Train with the AWP in hand. So I gotta be completely honest, right? I don't really want to blame Bait for not putting up more of a fight. I think it's a reality check. I think this is the difference between the two teams. And, you know, often we find ourselves criticizing one team or another. Here we got what we expected. We got a well-playing Na'Vi. We got a Bait that is, you know, have been playing decent so far, but they're not a match for Na'Vi right now. And I think that was illustrated here in Train, which, by the way, is also Na'Vi's map pick, so it's not big of a surprise.
Yeah, maybe we should just recenter ourselves, look at map 2, and maybe also have some concerns for Bait going into this one.
Yeah, I feel like concerns you could always have, because obviously, as we said in the first segment, picking a Mirage against Na'Vi has never been a good idea, no matter the state of the team. But I feel like this is what Bait should have gone for, right? When you're playing up against a team like Na'Vi, you don't really have a comfortable pick, so you might as well go with something that you like. And the good news for the side of Bait is that their Mirages have actually looked pretty decent so far this event. There has been a couple 13-11s, but they're still winning these games. And then when you look at the side of Na'Vi, Mirage is not really what it used to be for Na'Vi last year when they won the major in Copenhagen, right? It's not still their best map in the pool. And also, in terms of Cesar, I mean, he's been their highest rated player on this map for the last 1 month. He's averaging a 152 rating on Mirage, which is quite high, but he will need to try and reset after that train.
I'm afraid he's going to need a 160 rating if you want to beat Na'Vi on this map. I like the point you bring up, you know, the Na'Vi and the exploration of the map pool, because I agree Mirage has not been the fort that it used to be. You know, it used to be an LXB classic. You could always count on his T sides, how he would always focus on mid control, how he would be very great at changing up the pace from, you know, outer spawn calls into mid control, into fast B execute, you name it. They had the full package. I would love to see Na'Vi show us right now that they have also prepared for Mirage, because the more I see them play right now, you can clearly see the individuals are fired up. Bit is having a great showing, Wonderful is having a fantastic tournament. Now is the map pool also better? Is that deep enough, you know? You already said it before, right? You're comparing them to teams like Furia, you're comparing them to Falcons, you're comparing them to some of the favorites to win the entire thing. So if Na'Vi can show us that Mirage is also a fort for them now, then maybe we do need to have a conversation about them being in the playoff and maybe even going further than that.
Yeah, and I feel like there's even more bad news for the side of Bait as well going into Mirage. Literally yesterday, Wonderful played his best ever map at a major on Mirage against Imperial, and that was a game in which Na'Vi lost both pistol rounds, but they were still able to win 13-10. And Wonderful just dropped a 199 casual rating on a 26 and 15. So if you're having that type of a performance out of him, it's not going to be easy for Hetrick to be his counterpart.
No, and that was, you know, having a fantastic deagle round that turned around the game, having some great impact with the rifle, and not even necessarily having to pick up the AWP. So I think there's more in store when it comes to Wonderful and Mirage.
Odds heavily favoring Na'Vi as well, and for good reason. But, you know, Ted, give me a silver lining. Give me a string to pull on. Bait, starting T-side. What do they need to do to disrupt the Na'Vi
Good luck.
defense?
I feel like can look MPL and Cesar to some extent. MPL, since the start of his career, when he was on Na'Vi Junior, has always been a good Mirage player on the T side. He's very good at taking that pace in his space in towards middle. Cesar, I feel like is a very good addition to the mix. I know it's been difficult for MPL to kind of allow Cesar to get some of that space on the T side and readjust, but Mirage is still one of the maps on which NPO is the king on the T side for the side of Bait. So if he has a good game, maybe they could have an opportunity to make it a little bit closer. I'm still struggling to find any reason behind them winning the map.
Listen, I know what I'm going to get from Wonderful. I know what I get from LXCB. I definitely know what I get from Bit. One player that I'm not necessarily sure what I get from is Makasi. So test Makasi. See if you can isolate him in certain duels, apply pressure to where he's defending, and then maybe there's a bit of an opening, because he's still, to me, the big question mark. Is he fully integrated into Na'Vi now, and does he find the impact needed in order to be a difference maker for them? I'm not sure yet, and we could find out now.
Well, this is the time that we get an answer to that question. Can Na'Vi make it through to stage 3 in 2 maps?
Yeah, stage 3 is just one Mirage away for Na'Vi. The desk doubting whether a Bait can take this the distance. Chad, do you have any sort of hope for them?
Not with that pistol stat at 1 for 5 within the stage. They were 5 for 5 in stage 1. But that could change right here, right now. 2 on Mirage would start tipping the scales.
Yeah, and we've seen Bait in stage 1 on this map. Cesar put the whole team on his back. May need a little standout individual performance to get those juices flowing. You can see the setup here is strong. Makasi on the short side is to be tested. It's Alex that gets warded away. Block smoke, Wonderful up close. Makasi's losing vision. Oh, but he's not missing a beat. Alexi B with 2. Makasi a chip in. Alexi brought down now by Headtrick. They have access to the site. Headtrick drops in, boots on the ground. Long range Glock Jewel, not comfortable. Backing away. Bullets aren't connecting, those silenced USP just picking them apart, and that's another one for the lost column in their pistol stats. Stage 2 has not been kind to them.
No, and a lot of nuggets to take away from that desk segment with Ted, Pimp, and Freya there. Obviously talking about Wonderful performance on this map. Wonderful is the highest rated player of stage 2 so far. Bit is number 2. So obviously when you're blowing teams out of the water like FlyQuest, it's definitely going to make the stat line look a whole lot better. But you have to play well to blow teams out of the water in the way you did.
But I just took a look, and the highest rating was that train right there against Bait. A 2-point-something from Wonderful on the first map of this series.
Well, in that first map, both pistols, you had 2 clutches go in your favor, nothing for Bait.
Sure.
Opening kills, there was only 1 frag the difference, so that's not an indicator. But the pistols and the clutches definitely are as we find ourselves into the eco.
So I've seen people doing this jump spot now. Is this just because people got so good at hitting that deagle headshot on the jump across to the right? Back in my day, it used to be more of a whole arcing rainbow jump, you know?
I think it depends on the type of buy that you're going up against, but depending on what type of jump spot you want to go for. Obviously, the players who are going a little bit too high with the arc, they're going to be punished by AWPers, even some really good riflers, all the deagles on rounds like this.
He gets enough info there. Makasi surely going to farm himself up a couple here. Wow. Couple of headshots from those Glocks. Makes him a little nervous, but nothing too scary. It's scary now. Cesar, how has he got 2 of them? Now scoops up a farmhouse. They want to try and fight Imet. Backup's on its way, gets cut down. It's very, very expensive. How has it come down to this? A 1 versus 1 closed out by Wonderful, but that is one hell of a financial burden.
All right, let's bring everybody back down to earth for a second. That's exactly what happened to start both halves of the last map. The first, 3 to 4 rounds were relatively close, where lighter buys. Now, I know that was an eco.
Yeah.
Right? Those ones are a little bit different, but still, these rounds where Na'Vi feel like they should have a massive advantage, they're giving away a few too many guns.
You know Blade's
They bicker a little bit, and then they course correct. So let's see if that continues.
I think Blade's going to follow Starlight's book, just put it in slow-mo. Make him watch that whole round in 0.25. Imet, oh my god, early fight, and he's kind of committed, chap. He needs the kill, and he's found it. Now support swings in, and Headtrick removes it. Another required. Alexi B quickly takes the place of Makasi and wins it out. Imet could burn down. Missed Molotov, though, so he lives on. It's bit traded out by Alex, but the bodies just keep on dropping in favor of Na'Vi.
Oh, these have been some high-octane rounds, but Na'Vi, their first rifle run was clear. They wanted to biff in middle, and biff they do. Put another one in the column, and that is rapid.
That's really fast. That was the first gun, just gone.
Yeah, and you could see everybody was drawn towards the mid-fight, so understanding they don't want to allow any map control to be established from Bait on a default. So regardless of how many you give away to the Glocks, when you win a round like that, they're back down to pistols. 3 rounds, no plants. Top cat, window, insta, but over towards A with the execute. Bit is the A anchor. Jogando will be able to support from Con. Wonderful from window.
Wow.
And that is a well-placed nade as here they come.
Yeah, Cesar's got to try and make it work with the 50
Defensive
HP.
smoke.
Defensive smoke and a defensive frag.
Oh, come on in.
Yeah, the water's warm for him. Gets 2. Could lead to a plant, I suppose, if you're looking for a silver lining to your half investment. Looks like they're going to be tasked with that now. Hedrick's the one with the bomb on his back.
He'd love to just get it down. You haven't got a plant yet.
He's faking it out.
Oh, misthrown nade. Now you won't get a chance to plant.
Maybe you will. Maybe you won't. Alexi finishes the job. I've seen this a couple of times with Bait in particular. Like, they are quite hesitant to just get the extra cash. And that's Coach Madden going, yeah, maybe we should have planted.
Well, they can buy regardless, but no Hedrick AWP.
Just extra cash is nice.
Oh,
you know?
it is. We all like more money.
Yeah.
More of everything isn't more, but more money definitely is.
A universal of truth. You're in a 2v4, no one's immediately shooting at you. Just have a go.
Okay, well, Wonderful will get his AWP. Kazi makes the move.
Lovely to see a short player with the smooth moves, and Alexi B does start off with some rather telegraphed positioning. He started with a wall back, throws that smoke off. They might try and punish him here. Yeah, they are. They're walking through. They know it's going to be likely short-centric from that trajectory. Oh, Alexi B catches one. A second from Alexi. Impeccable output to start off Mirage. Now, the bomb will make its way in. Imet arrives market to try and lend a hand. Bomb being planted. NPL gets it in. He's got a lot of util. He's going to try and dump it a little. Flash catches Makaze, so does the spam through the smoke. NPL makes it a 3-on-3. Oh, Alex is flanking wonderful. This is opportunistic. Beautiful find. Up to him for the double, couldn't do it. Bit the late arrival, the A-Anchor. Looking to close on B. Knows where Alex was, throws out a good molly as well. That incendiary really limits what Alex can do here. It's not planted for him, it doesn't matter. Alex hits the headshot first and Bait get on the board.
Okay, Bit could have just sat there and Alex would have had to have ran it in with where that bomb was planted, but Bit wanted to get it done with the bullets. And that right there is going to cost them the round, so 4-1. Yeah, this timing, you think, okay, they pipped him, but no, Alexi, cognizant, gets the first on the Kenzazor, who throughout the campaign at the major so far has been the highest rated player on the T side in Mirage. We've witnessed it with our own eyes.
Nice.
You hope that's the first of many. Na'Vi can buy back in, but there's an emission. Alexi just going to operate with a 5-7. Again, they really want to gravitate towards mid Na'Vi, right? You see some teams, they'll give over the mid space. Na'Vi want to fight. They don't want to let you set up your default. They don't want to give you the space.
I mean, you saw that first gun round, right? Everyone were happy to fight. It worked out wonderfully in their favor. This one isn't going to go that way. On the fade of the smoke. Wonderful, yeah, it catches wind of Kenzazor. An opening death. Bait have to stomach a 4-on-5 disadvantage.
Well, Wonderful had the most opening kills on Train, a total of 5, adding more to the tally here.
Two smokes invested to seal that mid-control.
Boost up for Alexi, so he gets to play close range with the 5-7, and the bomb is heading his way. They've been able to get some short space. MPL back in through underpass to join Hedrick and Ascenthiel. Alexi should be good for at least one. Oh, that smoke's a little bit deep.
Ooh. It's going to be a weird one, but if they run through it, Alexi's there to greet them. Ascenthiel's done well. Takes that 5-7 out, and now Makazi's just trying to play to live, play to delay. And dead to the orb. Nice from Hedrick. Posted up and punishes.
So break the money.
It certainly should. That's if Bit doesn't play for it. Wonderful's got the orb. It feels like something he wants to save. And yeah, I think Na'Vi think twice about going for it.
Okay.
Despite Bit's desires.
And Wonderful's opener. So that right there is a great round for Bait to be able to pull back into contention. MPL already silently on this hunt. He might be quicker than they're expecting. As long as Wonderful holds onto the AWP, but look how quick MPL is.
Yeah, he's not expecting this one.
Well, there'll be a bleed after this.
Yeah. See ya. No AWP for Wonderful. That was the most prized possession of the save, so he's done very well with his proactive hunt.
Yeah, if you have the AWP in the AK, it really opens up a lot of options. Right, you obviously don't have to play your standard positions every round. They could have moved Bit anywhere with that AK to try and find them an opener. he'll still be able to do so. But now that Wonderful's all right, you could have put Wonderful ticket. You could have played like a heavy B setup, set Wonderful up with a B boost, get him to probe deep towards the halls. That smoke was misthrown though, right? It was, I said deep, from Alexi's perspective, shallow.
Yes.
Right, so deep for the T is actually giving them more to path through and be able to explode out.
And what's funny is if it had been deeper, you'd have said Alexi's guaranteed to go on.
Well, the odds provided by our official betting partner, and understandably so, favouring Na'Vi. But we will see them now have to take the eco with the saved AK. So Bit is going to start up towards the vent room.
Does absolutely nothing, so should be a comfortable one to make it just a one-round game.
Oh, okay, Makazi not ready for that at all. Makes sense, the AWP in vent room on its own, as they'll just be able to continue to sweep these ones under the rug. A dink here for a Cynthia. He might go down, defensive molly, gonna run through it, and he's handled that with poise and grace. Great stuff there. Confidence building now, 4-3, one-round gap, and this is looking more like it. Important as well for Alexi to have those signals, right? You can definitely look around and you can see what your teammates have, but if your teammates all just here, M4's no AWP, you understand what type of setups are going to be available, right? Because you could run different setups with the AWP. Wonderful's going to be a bit more limited in his approach within this one, and Blade wants to get on the mic with an early tactical timeout.
I prepared a fun fact for you today, Chad.
Oh, it's your turn on the fun facts.
Yes, indeed. Well, I mean, it feels like this match is very Ukrainian-themed.
Okay, it
and
is indeed.
I can go deeper.
Okay.
I can go deeper. The bait logo. Have you ever taken a closer look at that? That little hook in the 8?
Yes.
Well, you know, the organization was founded by one of the most legendary names in Dota by the name of Dendi.
Oh, I know the man.
A Ukrainian. Well, he founded the org, but he's also best known for playing the hero Pudge, whose signature move is throwing the hook on a chain. It's all linked. It's all interwoven. And I think that's pretty fun.
No, it is a fun fact.
Thank you.
Unfortunately, I already knew that fact, but I thought there's some people at home who didn't, right?
Yeah.
So there's a couple of people who are probably not too familiar with that. Well, right now, it's just Bit on A, and they are whirring into an A split quite quickly.
They are.
Wonderful's pushed away from this. If they slink up Con...
Bit's playing retake A. Well, he won't be a part of it, and neither will Wonderful. Makaze clawing him back, straight into the round. Mid is clear, he says with a smile on his face, now starting to progress for that plant. Still no plant, actually. Where's Headtrick? Taking his sweet time, just coming up the ramp now. In there, onto CT as well. Makaze, in there, actually hits up onto Kenzazor, enables Makaze to charge further forward. A little smoke dribbled forward to enable a push.
One will go down.
Okay, how do they play this? Essential trying to find another angle, but it costs him his life. It's Headtrick in the clutch. Alexi B further forward than he may have liked. Not considering it whatsoever, going to get side-swiped. Alexi B picks it up. Makaze quickly rectifies the problem there. Massive find with a double in mid.
Okay, well, that is great from Makaze, right? Obviously, young man getting the job done.
Like, the site collapsed, and it doesn't look like it's too much of a sweat on the brow.
Now, Bit was mid-site, so he's relatively committed to Jules in that position. He's fortunate there that Makaze bowed them out.
Oh, I thought he was tuck ticket. Okay, so he was actually trying to take the fight early. Wondered how he went down early. Yeah, triple kill indeed. Very nonchalant about it. And Pimp was asking, maybe you should test Makaze. I'd suggest maybe you don't. You don't want to awaken him. High impact triple.
Still got the money to buy back in.
That's a dream start. An AWP starts Palace, and with no smoke, he catches the stairs player immediately.
And that should activate MPL, knowing that the Con player is down. So you might be able to find an easier way through, especially once your teammates start to identify Makaze's position, Wonderful's position.
He spotted MPL there.
Oh, he's forced forward by the bottle of flame. Bomb still down towards T-spawn. The finish, not clear yet.
But the Finn, fragging up a storm. 9 and 5 for Alexi B as it starts. Trying to claw their way back into this disadvantaged position. They did it in the previous, of course, saw plenty of that on Train. But for Bait, this is one of those ones where you have to be able to play it by the book. Convert this opportunity gifted to you by Headtrick's opening. Looks like Bit is going to be stubborn about this con fight. He's managed to remove the first. It's a big ask onto the second. MPL will trade out.
Alexi's the Joker here.
Yeah, they might overlook him. Nameplate Counter-Strike dictates he's on B. Little do they know, he resides. There were 2 backs on his screen. Absolutely nothing. Agonizing for Alexi.
He got fortunate with the lineup in a previous round. This time,
quite the opposite.
And that'll be the 4th for Bait, as Wonderful is going to attempt the save right now. They're going to attempt to track him down. Headtrick already scampering towards action through T-Spawn. MPL over towards middle, and Cynthia will be staying with the bomb. So at the moment, it looks like Wonderful might get to retain this, but still plenty of time left before that bomb goes off. Headtrick's not moving a muscle, so it looks good in the hood for Wonderful to retain this. 1900 lost into the next. Maybe Blade will want to take another timeout just to discuss this situation. Wonderful will be able to drop an M4.
You know, I'm curious as to whether or not we've got equal division of support. It feels like Na'Vi should have the edge here, but I'll just do a quick temperature check. Budapest, who thinks this is going to a 3rd map? Oh, okay, yeah, it's all Na'Vi.
Well, you tried.
I tried.
I tried. But you got what you were looking for. You know, you dipped your toe in the water and you understand.
Okay, it's Na'Vi-centric. A lot of love for Na'Vi in the building today.
Okay, so just going to take some partial investments behind the saved AWP as Blade flicks through his notes. 2400 into the next, we'll be able to get the full buy. Didn't want to drop an M4 and upgrade in some MP9s. Understandable. Na'Vi like to do things in a bit more of a traditional sense. But it doesn't mean this round isn't winnable. How can Wonderful insert himself in the conversation?
Oh,
So it's towards A, now
active.
moving back towards Con. Knows he needs to keep moving. Oh, head spotted.
Yep. Ooh, they were playing to try and punish that, but MPL gets his gun out in time. He's not ready for a second. Maybe Mikaze could do some parkour. Not necessary. Wonderful's done the job for them. That's a very long range for a 5-7 to try and trifle with him. Oh, he's dead. He's surely a dead man. What do? You just burn down or you run it out, and Alex tracks you. Well placed incendiary, or rather Molotov.
Well, surely you think you should just be able to put this one in now.
You would think that, but Wonderful has remained dynamic. Potential for more hijinks from the sniper.
Alex might get caught here.
And he has been.
Oh,
Alexi B, a couple of screamers back to back. Bit picks up the pieces. They're into B though. Wonderful in a good position, knocks off the boots of Cesar once more. That's the kill that seals the round. Essential removes the threat.
Okay, is Vic going to come over, or does he want to hold on to that AK-47? He's relatively quick on the flank, so might just give it a look. Absolute best case, there is a kit on Wonderful's corpse over towards short.
Oh, and he's just heard them juggling that AWP away. Held by Headtrick though. Yes. So it's actually Cesar, excuse me. I just saw the AWP and assumed Cesar kept hold of it for a moment longer and utilizes it to close.
Well, they've timed things up now, and this is still with the woes on the pistols, right? So at the moment they were, what, 1 and 6? They were 1 and 5 before coming into this, and they unable to get the conversion on their map choice. We'll see how bad it really gets when we swap sides, but we've still got 2 more rounds.
I found it funny that Mikaze waited a couple of seconds before moving, as if like, what, he's like teleported or something.
Maybe just hoping that they glance away.
Yeah.
Opens a window.
Respect.
Bit of a change right now coming out of Bait. Oh,
and a change coming out of Wonderful. Straight pick.
Well, they are heading over towards B for this execute. Do they still follow through with this after being down a man?
Looks like they will. Alexi B gets a little ahead of it, actually. That's a really well-timed smoke. They're coming through it.
Yeah, they have to go.
And Mikaze, he's revealed his setup. Nice flick up. Alexi B finishes off the job. That's a big one back. Essential caught down by Mikaze. His kill's coming in 2s right now. Will that second be his? Yes, it will. Removes MPL. The job is done. The B site defended, and a 6th on the board for CT side Mirage.
Okay, so I think Na'Vi are really going to want to eke out one more before the halftime break. 6-6 is fine, but I think at the moment you'd be really pushing for the 7th if you're Blade. Good opener from Wonderful.
Yeah, sometimes you don't even need your teammates to break the smoke. You just pull the trigger and nail it. Whoa, how is he ready for the bench headshot angle? Makaze did well there.
Okay, so again, Alex...
Okay.
Alex in-game leader goes middle, sells the control. The rest of them are grouped up for the execute. See, you two are being juggled right now for MPL to be able to lob them in. Alex will come over and join this. He's bit on the site. Again, that support network of Wonderful and Imma not too far away, jungle and window. Bit has the ability to drop out of defensive smoke. Imma also has U2. If there's a smoke wall, Imma could break it open as they start to path in.
Okay, now Bit's going to be communicating they're coming.
There's
and
the
that's that defensive smoke. Palace, oh, he controls the spray. He's done well to get one. They're going to plant in that. Thank you very much, Bit. He lines them up. Denied by Imma. Perfect, precise spray. Denies the plant, makes things very awkward for Bait. You're going to have to play for kills now.
These smokes are fading.
Yeah, they are. They're open, exposed. MPL knows he's got to be active, and so does Imma. Catches him on the close wall. Such good awareness. Na'Vi, a dominating string of rounds to close it out. Double to end it with 7.
Again, it's about the pistols. They grab it, they get the conversion. It's off to a hot start with a couple of wobbles. Na'Vi are just 1/2 away from locking themselves in from where they belong at stage 3. Na'Vi have had a 2025 that is below their standards. A roster change, and now they bring in Makaze, major rookie, straight into stage 2, looking to book their spot in stage 3. Now, I say below their standards. They've still made the playoffs of prestige events like Katowice, Cologne, the Blast TV Austin Major, and looking to keep that form going here in Budapest. So it hasn't been a great year, but it could be worse.
I had my doubts, man. It was like last place exit in Chengdu, China, and now you're coming into the major. That's your event before the major.
Well, form is king, right? So understandable. But a boot camp and eyes on the prize. The majors is where you want to put on your best form.
Yeah,
right now, Bait want to pick up a pistol because they haven't been showing any of those.
Yeah, you're right. This would just be their second pistol in the second stage. Feels like a necessity.
And you're playing retake, eh?
Yeah, okay. Well,
at least you got the smoke in the kit.
Yeah. Captain Alex has got you covered. That's if he doesn't lose it. Looks like Makaze wants to take it away from him. He's got support of Head Trick and even a third. It's Zentheal coming on in. Okay, lots of bodies. Lots of bodies. A team kill from Imma. He's going to have to back away. Cost him his life. A man advantage in a smoke kit. Bit's got to hit some shots. He does so nicely. Taps away at Cesar once more, gonna go swinging. Held, nice adjustment. It's Bit and Wonderful getting that job done. Again, just struggling to pick up a pistol of bait.
And Na'Vi even helped you out there with the TK, so 4 from 4 in the pistol department. And we all know what that means is we'll get this one again in the highlights. Just to, they don't look too pressured in these situations. Obviously, a bit close towards Ticket, it looks a bit sketchier, but for Wonderful at range, Alexi the same. And MPL trying to keep those frustrations bottled. You don't have a head-to-head against Na'Vi. This is the first time you're locking horns with them. And you knew it was going to be tough. The interview that we had, or I guess the crosscuts, right? Oh, there we go, we're going to team out middle. Should be a farm fest. Hold up. Nothing to worry about, it's just the starters. They were saying that playing against a team like Na'Vi...
Ay caramba.
Gentlemen.
Oh, why is this happening?
But
Why do
it's
my
all right, bit of winner.
eyes have to watch?
This is, look, this is the 4th time this has happened, all right?
Okay, Blade is going to make them watch that one in slow motion.
Well, yeah, what's been the problem with this series so far? Guys, we've struggled in the early stages against the lighter buys. This is a full eco again.
Bit really has got it all to do. A round conversion like this, I mean, who needs a pistol when you can win a full eco?
Well, it's going to be the timing right now.
Is Hedrick going to catch him before he gets to Con?
I don't think so. Bit
Oh,
should
sorry,
be
he's
up
going
cat
short. Yeah,
unless
okay.
he hits the brakes, and doesn't look like he's going to do that. The thing is, MPL will be able to come through B apps. Bit is aware that that's a possibility. Hedrick's not moving a muscle. He's worrying about Con right now. So they were trying to cut him off at the pass, but Bit's been able to get the bomb, been able to find the path of least resistance up short, and he should be able to plant. And now at this point, even has a smoke to block off one of these choke points.
Yeah, it gets infinitely more difficult now. And
Hedrick's still searching A. The pennies just dropped now. They only know it's B at this moment. So no kid, Eco. Oh dear.
Okay, he hears them. Confirmation of their approach. He brings the fight.
Oh!
Hedrick there for the trade!
Okay. Well, that defuse will come through, and maybe I should have been worried. Those rocky starts, you can only get away with it so many times now. Bait, it's not the pistol, but it might be better.
That was like 2 Galil whiffs into a Mac 10 whiff. I mean, the Galil spray is funky. No one's denying. It's a funky spray.
You can't be losing to a full eco like this.
Oh.
You wonder if it's really going to cost them, but still, in review, your main focus is going to be on these early stages. And the fact that he doesn't get the line up there.
It's not an over-celebration. You did just win a full eco.
There's still a lot of hard work to be done. This does draw them back in just the 2-round gap and sets them up nicely. But if you can win this force, then you can celebrate that eco win. Scout, Galil, pistol upgrades, window smoke, top cat comes in, all very standard right now.
Looks like they're going to try and boost. NPL is their target. And NPL goes down with empty hands in that mid-window position. Nate doesn't do too much. Makaze down to 73, but that's the opening they were looking for. Na'Vi's playbook shifting now for the finish.
Yeah, immediate reroute, but Hedrick and Alex, they've partnered up and they're going to go for a 2-man palace push, so they might be able to catch Bit here.
It does look like a collision course is set. A missed window smoke not going to cost them too much. Alex in this forward position. I think Bit is going to be pre-firing corners. Maybe he spotted one of Hedrick, but...
Does that change the call, though? Because presence in Palace has been noted. If anything, now Imma joins Bit. Alex is more forward.
Oh, it's about the trade here. Imma. Oh, he can't react. A lovely spray. A double kill from Alex should secure them access to a round and to a broken finance of Na'Vi. Unless that scout hits another shot, he does tag up Hedrick on triple, makes things very vulnerable. He's susceptible to the wall bang. Alexi B escorted forward by that scout. Makaze lingers in middle. It's Alexi B next to play. And Hedrick does swing on now. Messy spray. Push through the smoke, though. Alex is coming through that palace smoke. Alexi B will finish what the scout started. There's Alex. 10 seconds as the CT smoke is thrown from the grave. Hang on. It falls to Essential. Does he want to wait for the denial? Covers there. Bomb goes down. A 1v2 for Essential. Running out of ammo and health. 5 bullets up against 2 members of Na'Vi. Losing against the full eco, but maybe redeeming themselves into this one. Essential just doesn't have the help, doesn't have any hope. Na'Vi bounced back immediately.
And now you can see why MPL wasn't celebrating. He knows every round is going to be tough. Na'Vi finding the solutions. Ime with the boost gets the opener. Alex with the double, but it doesn't spell trouble. It's the late round, 10 seconds. Na'Vi pull it off.
Those last couple of kills, they came in such a flurry. We didn't see them all from the POVs, but it just felt like it fell over.
Well, throughout that, I think Mikaze was keeping Kenzizor busy in middle,
Yes,
right? Around short. So there was one player out of the play. Just the fact that they were able to get so much space, right? It's just too sketchy there from Headtrick. That should have been a kill onto Alexi every day of the week.
I wonder how much that wonderful scout tag had him playing a little bit more scared, a bit more cagey. So this was that opening kill. Lovely boost. MPL walks into the fight. And Wonderful hit that shot. We missed that one initially. Great catch onto Alex. Under dark. Wonderful with a Deagle switch as well to finish the job.
All right, well, they can get the AWP out at least. A couple of MP9s and a FAMAS. Triple mid smoke. This is B split out the rip, essentially.
Look how quick Ime is. Yeah, so quick that Kenzizor caught off guard a little by the MP9. Now off kilter. Essential, however, overlooked. You think jump spot's worked out. Bounces his head. Bit. Lovely mechanics on display there. The B side falls. Hedrick's got to save that AWP.
Yeah, I like that poise there from Na'Vi. So Hedrick gets the kill. They know it's there, and then they throw the Utah before they start leering too far forward. So well handled. And that'll be that. As 10th round secure.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the way Bit did that jump spot there.
This is really great form from Na'Vi, right? Obviously, people are going to go through and look at the opponents that they played against, but you're not the ones responsible for the draw. You can only play who's in front of you. And again, making light work of FlyQuest. That was 13-2. Sure, they were put through their paces a little bit more so by Imperial.
It's a nice rifle upgrade if you can get your hands on it.
Oh, and gonna actually do a little bit of denial right now in terms of damage. Na'Vi are trying to scamper back through short. They've got a little bit of extra time. I don't think Emma's going to be getting away, and he's resided to his fate, but at least Bit and Alexi do. So just 3 more rounds.
Kind of fight you'd have expected the MP9 to kind of win out there.
Just think the pace was so quick, right? And that connector smoke coming in as the third piece, it was on a little bit of a time delay compared to the standard pieces of utility, but odds for our official betting partner have completely blown out.
Yeah, practically 10-1, brutal.
Well, this fight's better than the last.
Certainly.
That's where some saves will get you.
Yeah, and that AK-47, Wonderful gifted over. Maybe it will have some ramifications.
They're giving over mid control. They're not trying to fight them at the top mid elbow or the mid box.
Now NPL's worried about the boost.
You see Kenzizor, we've actually covered off a couple of his Mirage games playing to catch them as they jump up bench. So they're letting Na'Vi go through their protocols, take the space, and there's a heavy lean of bodies in middle that could be going into another B split. The AWP is in the wrong place to defend against this. Kenzizor now tucks back into sight. This is unorthodox.
It's rare you see a CT occupy that corner. Oh, Hedrick saw everything. He knows it's going to be B-centric. Kenzizor on high alert.
NPL's here.
Yeah, NPL does manage to use that AK well. Kenzizor now reveals himself in that corner, overlooked by Alexi. Gets a second as well. Ime's opened up the avenue towards A, but it's not going to work out. The bomb's on B. Mikaze. Oh, he had to kill Kenzizor. Low HP, but it doesn't matter. He stabilizes, nails the headshot, and that is an AWP kill from Hedrick to secure a 7th for Bait.
Great job from Kenzizor. 3 kills in that round. He's up to 11 kills now.
That's an important round to win, Bait, to keep the conversation alive of a 3rd map.
Yeah, and now we need to take stock of Na'Vi's finances. That only being the 1,400 loss bonus coming through. They can actually just take the full eco and buy into the next, so that's quite nice. Well, not nice that you have to eco, but nice that you don't have to go for the force, then into an eco, then into a buy. Just to see them siphon out util in a round like this, so we can all take a moment.
I mean, Na'Vi, they know what it's like to kind of lose against an eco. Maybe they learn what it's like to win one.
Looked at FaZe a little bit earlier today with their victory over NIP. From troubled waters to 3-0 in stage 2.
Maybe Carrigan knows what he's talking about.
Getting those reps in. MIBR versus Liquid still rages on the B stream for elimination. We sent home FlyQuest. We'll be sending home one of those two aforementioned names over the next map or two of Counter-Strike. Then we have 2 more days of play for stage 2 as towards the blender of A they go. Alex gets in-game lead attacks, I would hope. There's 1, 2, oh no, not quite. MPL will snatches that, and now he's under trouble. The balcony, Piers on out. Does grab his second. So again, a manageable gap.
Yeah.
Bit more creative with the chants here, I'll be honest. I heard some NIP chants earlier today.
We just met a couple of very voiceless NIP fans.
They might be the gentlemen getting away with it. Good turnout. Obviously, it's the weekend. We turn into Monday tomorrow. There we go, back out with the guns. 2 Galil, oh sorry, 3 Galils, excuse me. So obviously, util heavy. Need to be able to call through the motions. This time, Bait actually want to fight for mid control.
Yeah, they do, and MPL goes swinging through that con smoke. No one home.
Alexi gets out of there. Well, there's always a chance players have still been able to scale past. You didn't get full information if you were Bait. That's why MPL drops that defensive con smoke. Emma will be the late piece of all of this. He's quite tidy with the lurks. It's going to be a 1-3. It's going to be the waterfall out of Palace. Now the problem on the A side is Asthenthiel's weapon. Highlighted here, it's an MP9. So he might be good for the first, but depending on the pathing. Oh, here they come, erupting.
Yeah, okay, ahead of the smokes, and Asthenthiel making that MP9 work. He nearly took down a second onto Bit. Just 20 HP left as Alex gets caught on the edge of the smoke. It's a big find from Wonderful. Yeah, Imma does catch Kenzazor, trying to activate to lend a hand on A. This constructed chaos from Na'Vi, effective NPL.
Between the flames.
There's no safe haven for him. The angle not far off on the spam. Doesn't quite manage to find Wonderful, and they will not be finding a 9th round here.
Imma gets a great timing there as they're just starting to scamper over to help the site. Catches the player jumping off a cat, beautiful. As just hoping to hold on to this is Hedrick. You see what I mean about Asthenthiel. Like, it's a good position for 1, and he did exactly what was required of him, but unless your teammates chip in, you're in a world of hurt, as Hedrick is now 2. Gonna lob out the nades to try and keep a hold of this.
They really want him.
Well, Imma's behind him. Using everything, including this Sting, to hold on to this M4. Pretty important save. He can drop an M4 now. That will go into the hands of MPL, and everybody else can buy themselves. So actually very valuable. True.
You're right.
Devil Walk won major.
Yeah.
Nico 0. 12 years today, Devil Walk in the Fnatic jersey. Won the very first CSGO major back in Jönköping. Dropped his trousers.
He did. That's something you and him have in common.
The big issue I see for Bait at this juncture is you don't have any loss bonus going forward, right? You're towards the bottom of the barrel. So if you lose this, your next round is only going to come in with 1900 and you're against 12.
So what I'm hearing is that they have to go on a bit of a run here.
Yes. It's going to need to be multiple rounds right now. And sure, obviously with the scoreline, so that's obvious. But just in the sense of to give themselves any opportunities with the weapons in hand, it'll get away from them quick. Okay, this is interesting. Blade's taking a timeout off the back of their timeout.
I figured.
So an extra 30 seconds. And I love it from Blade. He's always very direct. Alexi, it's important. Listen. Right? We've heard from him before. I beg you, right? So
I beg.
Blade wants to be direct. If he's got a point, he needs to get it across.
Always so curious to be able to hear, you know, a full Blade timeout. You get little bits, don't you? But you never get to hear the full shebang.
I think he'll take a lot of it to the grave with him. So you can ask.
He'll be clutching his strap book.
It never leaves his hands. Okay, well, attack timeouts taken back to back. Adjustments on adjustments. As they headed towards the A execute now. Kenzizor, oh, missed window. Is that intentional to keep players' eyes focused on middle?
I think it might be.
Either way, Kenzizor's the joker.
Okay, Asensio, too much on his screen. Where's the tracking? There's the double. Kenzizor and Asensio, they can't match the output of Bit. Strafes into the side, 3K to try and break the spirits, break the hearts of Bay. They're burning 100-0. Alex gets trapped, a perfect spread. Hedrick in the clutch misses his chance. That was his chance. It would have removed Bit, would have made it a 1v1. Would have changed the whole dynamic, but no. One missed opportunity and Bit does not squander his, leaping into the site. The pathing so supreme. Ignores the initial spray, doesn't focus on that one frag, and instead finds all three to break through. You talked about how important this was for conversion for Bait. I mean, we're going to see just how punished they are as they concede the 12th.
Yeah, whatever they have right now, which is about $300 per player, plus 1,900. So you're talking 5-7s. Not a whole lot to bring into this, and you have to hope that Hedrick's able to open up the account. Alex has the most kills at 16. The bottom end's 11, so it's not like anybody's a slouch.
Alexi, listen, I beg you. You have to miss the window smoke. I'm telling you.
It could very well be, right? This is the thing. I don't like, so we have to run with it.
We have to.
Yeah.
Like, there is a world where that was the call. It did lead to these fights for Bit. And that late arrival there of MPL goes down. The last couple of bullets of the mag, that is impressive. And there's a reason, you know, Kenzizor brings up Bit in the pre-game statements. He admires this player.
They've gone with MP9, so firepower as opposed to utility. They have to take the fight.
In is there for two. Okay, that's kind of it, isn't it?
Yeah, pack this one up.
Na'Vi, their stage awaits. Stage 3 team playing in stage 2. That's at least how they feel. That's how they've been categorized. And they've kind of proven it with this comfortable 3-0 run. People talk about best of ones and being unpredictable. Not for Na'Vi. They sail through those and here in the best of 3, keeping it efficient. Just a 2-map series. Burst from the long-range MP9 finds Alexi. Kenzizor, the last piece to fall over, and Na'Vi have done it.
Yeah, fitting Makazi, major rookie, first attempt for him for the World Championship, and he's going to book his ticket in stage 3, joining the likes of Furia, Falcons, Vitality, Mouse, the Mongol, Spirit, G2, Pain, and now FaZe. Na'Vi joined that mix, and as you mentioned, it was efficient. Didn't drop a map, getting some reps, and they'll be warmed up for stage 3 as they now get a couple of days off to continue to work this major machine into motion. Na'Vi, every single major, they want to stay as a team in contention. Sure, this year has not been the best Counter-Strike, but we saw what they did in Copenhagen 2024. Can you really count out Blade and Alexi in the big moments? Well, this year, those prestige events, they've made the playoffs. That's what they're looking for.
And for Bait, another chance tomorrow.
And 2 more opportunities in the best of 3s. Remember, Austin, stage 1 to stage 2, eliminated by Lin Vision. They want to avoid that fate this time round.
Na'Vi have done it. They are through to stage 3 and in a convincing fashion. Blade, I just want to ask for you, given obviously having a boot camp before this major, getting yourselves ready, were you that confident that you would have the opportunity to go through like this and look so good while doing it?
Yeah, I think the main thing on this stage is on major is to survive like day one and to see how your bootcamp preparation goes like through, like kind of like you need to see what things will work, what will not work, and yeah, I think if you're not 0-2, you have more best of threes from 2-0. Like as soon as we were 2-0, I understood that it's good chances to go 3-0 because all teams who are in this stage we can beat. Like for example, Aurora, we had very good head-to-head, right? And other teams also are beatable.
Does it though give you a lot more confidence going to stage 3 that like the team is playing well together? We're seeing the teamwork come back into action, maybe the way you wanted and expected it to go?
Yes. Every time win gives you a confidence, and but we know that stage 3 is much stronger and we need more preparation to come up with something new because they also study and so on and so on.
I wanted to ask, again, specifically back to this Mirage. Game plan looked good, and everything was executing kind of perfectly, but then I've seen like 3 or 4 consecutive rounds, back-to-back, where players just kind of lost it individually. And I want to ask you, how worried were you? Because all of a sudden, things might not work out as you have planned.
Yeah, I was quite worried, because some situations, something that usually I expect us to win, because we have pretty strong individuals, we have strong firepower, so I'm sometimes like surprised. Like Eco, we lost Eco actually on T side, for example. Like even this mistake can cost you like game in next stage.
Yeah.
And about the preparation coming into the 3rd stage, I want to ask you about that difference. How different and well prepared you have to be to beat those stage 3 teams compared to stage 2 teams? I know the level is going to be up, but from your coach's perspective, how much difficult it is?
It's very difficult. The strongest teams with more sharp, like designed ideas, more synergy, more experience, more firepower, like more like hunter, like game instinct, you know.
Yeah.
This is very crucial, and the important thing that we know those teams. We played a lot of them, so we are that kind of team that already experienced enough to create like good game plans for this team. So it's always kind of different. Even Carrigan said like in stage 1, teams were playing completely different that he's used to, basically. And now like we kind of finished stage 2. And on stage 3, we just need to reset. We know who they are, so we already know like how to play versus them. For example, we played Furia in Malta. It was close match, like Spirit, Vitality, like very strong opponents.
For you, Blade, as well, I want to look at the teamwork and communication you're seeing, because that normally is what brings you through, right? It's not just the individual one player being the star in it. So far in stage 2, would you say it's on track of what you wanted, and is it enough for stage 3?
I like the dynamics, let's say, like the vibes and the things we try to work on constantly. Now it's under the lights. Like we already know like more precise what is wrong, and we can always remind it. And we can also see that people trying to fix this during live matches. So it's good, yeah.
Very good, very positive. Anything you want to say to the Na'Vi fans out there, everyone watching at home supporting?
Is there any fans here?
There are definitely some Na'Vi fans.
Yes, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for support. Thank you for coming here, watching from home. Always appreciate the support. We love you.
There we go, guys. Make some noise for Blade and Na'Vi!
Na'Vi locked and loaded into stage 3 and in floor. It's what we would expect to be a Stage 3 team having to start off in Stage 2. Blade is very aware the tougher competition will be coming in a few days' time.
I think we have to give Na'Vi an awful lot of credit for that, you know, making it clean, winning all their games, never really leaving any doubt whatsoever that, as you said, Freya, they're supposed to be in Stage 3 and they're supposed to be one of the contenders to be part of the playoff as well. Especially when you look around, you know, we had Aurora disappointing so far, we had FaZe in Stage 1 doing the absolute best, you know, in order not to make it. So to see a favorite coming in as one of the favorites and actually deliver from the get-go, that's nice. And we haven't seen a lot of that during this major.
No, we really haven't, right? And it's a bit of a breath of fresh air in a way, right? Because we had those expectations, as you pointed out of Aurora, maybe FaZe in Stage 1. But I feel like what Blade said on the stage was actually very crucial. He recognizes the fact that those teams and the teams coming out of Stage 1 just play different Counter-Strike in comparison to the best, right? So under certain circumstances, it could actually be difficult for some of the top dogs to adapt. Obviously, those lesser teams have more tape on you. They can prepare a little bit better. So the fact that Na'Vi are still able to come into a game like this, and even though they did lose a full-on eco in the second half against Bait, still make it look like a pretty convincing win is pretty impressive, what you would expect out of them.
100%. Na'Vi restoring some order here in the chaotic halls that have been Budapest. Wonderful as well, with absolutely record-breaking form as well. You highlighted it, Ted, not only breaking his own record from yesterday, but adding another stamp today.
He's done it 3 times. He's played 5 maps of Counter-Strike. No, actually 4 maps of Counter-Strike in this major, and he's broken his own record for the best map he's played at a major 3 times already. This is mental. This is the best form out of Wonderful we've seen in a long time.
That's what you get when you're on the cutting board, you know. That's what you get when you're playing for a contract, you're playing for your life. And I love the fact that Wonderful is stepping up. It's great to see him play that well. And I think you said it, Freya, as well, the body language coming out of Na'Vi as well. That's what I like the most. One thing is winning, another one is seeing them smiling, enjoying themselves, having a good time. Hearing Blade for the first time in quite some time also, you know, saying positive things about his lineup. So it makes me happy. I think Na'Vi have been missed on the top scene. It's been a rocky season for them, to put it honestly. That's also why they start in Stage 2 and doesn't start in Stage 3. But to see them happy and well playing, that's kind of nice.
And that's the thing, right? It's relieving to see the pressure go in one of 2 directions. It could make you crumble. It could make those frustrations and those little issues from the team become even more apparent. But I feel like it's gone the opposite way, thankfully, for Na'Vi this time around.
Yeah, it does feel like it's a very good dynamic that they have going on. The fact that Ema goes out in an interview right before the start of the tournament and says that obviously what Makazi's been bringing to the table is helping the overall atmosphere of the team, and then Blade saying something similar. It just makes you a little bit hopeful for this project.
Well, we've talked a lot about the team comms, so I think it's time that we check in with them. We've got round 13 ready to play.
I'm sitting here.
I can flash deep, flash deep. 2 tank.
Yes.
I can flash. Go with them. Flash. Flashing. Dodge.
Cool.
Tank. 2 tank.
I'm holding.
And a right side. 2 tank. Then 1 more city right side. 2 more.
Pushing.
Take default position.
Fuck, I'm Tetris, guys.
2, 3 city.
They have 3 kills.
Jungle.
Take it.
Jungle HP.
I'm picking city. Take it.
Jungle
Take it, Amar. Take it. 2.
City lost.
Hold. Nice. Good job.
Wait, I will pick from front.
No more ticket.
Take it. And 1 con.
Shut up.
That's con.
Ticket last. Planting.
Come. City out.
You hit him.
Care left side triple.
Speaking.
I need to reload.
Falling right.
Wait. I'm
Falling right. Still left.
He can be left. Hold left.
Have left.
I have a right.
You can pick together.
Nice, boy. Nice. Come on. What? Back.
Certainly positive vibes coming out of the Na'Vi camp, but I do want to put the shoe on the other foot to Bait just briefly, because of course Ted, not eliminated just yet, but we saw one of the many pistol rounds they lost within this series, within Stage 2 as well. Yeah. I mean, it would be stating the obvious to say they need to turn that around for the next game.
Yeah, they need to work on it, because at this point they're on the right track for us to start calling them the Ukrainian Falcons, right? They just can't win a pistol round to save their life. They're 1-7 in pistol rounds in this stage. And I know this game in general, even if they had won the pistol rounds, it probably wouldn't have changed the outcome, but it definitely is one of the things that are quite obviously a problem for Bait, and they're on the table and they just need to try and sort it out going into some of their next games.
Without a doubt, you know, because you can say what you want about Bait. For them to be in a 2-0 position the first time around was great, but I'm not sure necessarily they're favorites in too many of the games they're heading into, and if they were to be a favorite, it'll be by a small margin. So you're talking here, against Na'Vi, probably wouldn't have changed much, but in a game where it's 50-50, then that could be the difference maker.
What do you think of Bait moving forward? You don't know the matchups officially just yet. We can all theorize, but do you think they still have a chance to make it?
I feel like they do. I think at many points, so they have brainwashed me to the extent that I actually believe more in them when they're in a losing position than when they're in a winning position.
Or
right?
like legacy in a sense.
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Because when you see them be 0-2, 1-2, they're the type of team to be able to grind their way back out of a tough spot. But this is the first time that Bait have been able to put themselves in a 2-0. They play a game against Na'Vi. They lose that. That shouldn't be too much of a tilter in my opinion, because they do realize that they just played against the best team probably in this stage.
Yes.
Going forward though, they're not going to get easy matchups per se. As you pointed out, we don't really know the official bracket yet, but it doesn't really feel like there is a lot of easy teams to be playing in that 2-1 unless you get, I don't know, an Imperial maybe they could be favored against, but there's a lot of games that should be 50-50. So yeah, for Bait, I'm a little bit concerned because they are a team that has showed improvements in the mental game, but they're still struggling sometimes.
I don't want to jinx it, Jacob, but it does remind me a little bit of back in Austin, impressing in stage 1, getting into stage 2, getting the leg up, and then it kind of all just crumbling in front of our very eyes.
I mean, yes, I see where you're coming from, but I also think them having that experience is going to help them this time around. You know, that's something that they had to go through, obviously learn from and grow from. So I do think they're in a better situation now to deal with that and handle that. I also do think the level of the opposition that we've seen so far, you're looking at an Astralis struggling massively. You're looking at a Liquid who just played double overtime against MIBR to stay alive, you know, and go 1-2. Even if they were to face any of those teams, either in a 2-1 game or in a 2-2 game when we get into that, I still see Bait as a better and more well-rounded team right now than some of the other ones out here. So I think the experience you're talking about most likely are going to help them in a potential 2-2 scenario if they can't win tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. As you pointed out, I think a lot of the teams that are in a similar position actually have some quite obvious issues that they need to work on. It's not like Bait had massive issues in that game. Right, you can talk about the pistol rounds, but we're talking more about issues within the team perform over months. That's not the case with Bait. So today they were just not good enough to beat Na'Vi. That's the end of the story. And going into some of the other games, if it is a bit of a 50-50, I'd actually say I'd favor them against a lot of the teams that on paper should be a little bit better than them.
Do you want to touch upon the Liquid MIBR fiasco? I know we were all keeping our second eye very, very loosely
Just the fact that you
on
call
that
it a
game.
fiasco, right?
Yeah.
I know Jacob enjoyed that one a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Liquid stayed alive and they won the first map quite convincingly. Yeah, but that's fair. They win the game 2-0. You know, all them HLTV readers, they go Liquid 1-2-0, easy peasy. You know, so you can have your glass half full, half empty. I think Liquid are going to grow better from game to game. But I'll be honest with you as well. What we saw yesterday was a disaster. That was one of the worst performances I've seen from a team with that much quality. And today against MIBR didn't really give me more confidence in Liquid. Let's put it that way.
No, it doesn't. It kind of feels like they're just surviving right now, right? It doesn't feel like they're on the right track to actually fix a lot of the things. Obviously, Elish had one great map, but if you're looking at Liquid, can you really just rely on Elish to get you throughout this entire stage? I'm not really convinced.
In terms of Na'Vi progressing forward to stage 3, where we have the big dogs of the CS scene, your Vitalities, your Mausers, your Falcons, your Furias as well. I love that Blade set up on that stage. You know, we played Furia at ESL Pro League. It was a very tight matchup.
Sure.
That was a while ago. That was before Furia won a litany of trophies and became currently the number 1 VRS team in the world. Do you think they stand a chance versus some of those big names?
I haven't seen anything yet in that regard, no, and I'm glad you posed the question, because I also do want to remind people, as much as we speak about Na'Vi having a strugglesome season, they did go into the final of Thunderpick, I believe it was, where they went up 2-0 versus Furia and then lost 3 maps in a row. They also did do well at the Star Series events in Budapest a couple of months ago, where they ended up winning it. So Na'Vi's issue has never been beating teams below them. It's always been beating teams above them. So essentially, yes, we've seen them play well here in Stage 2. We've seen them beat FlyQuest, Imperial, and Bait. But realistically speaking, they were supposed to. So it's not like we learned anything new from Na'Vi. We know they're good enough to beat those teams. Are they good enough to beat the Furias, the Maus, the Falcons of the world? I haven't seen that in the second part of the season. So I don't think I'm any smarter in that regard yet.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. I think Na'Vi so far have shown that they're a great gatekeeper to all the teams that are outside of the top 10, but then when it comes down to the top 5 teams, maybe had they won that final in the Thunderpick World Championship against Furia, we could have been saying other words right now, but they lost it, even though they had a 2-0 lead. And I feel like one of the issues for them throughout this entire season has been maybe the lack of depth in the map pool against the top teams, right? And obviously, as Blade pointed out, he knows that those teams from Stage 3 are watching Na'Vi right now. They're watching the demos, they know they have a good train. What happens if that train is not on the table or if they lose it? That's the big question.
I think it's a good point. You know, map pool-wise, Na'Vi have been struggling. I think more so the mentality as well. And I think that's the one thing we have learned so far. they seem happy. They seem energized. You know, and I know winning solves everything, and it's always fun winning. But I feel like whenever we see Na'Vi struggle throughout this season, it's always come down to that, you know, 1 or 2 rounds where they break their back. You know, where the mentality goes out of the team, or where they stop playing, or they start arguing, or start desk smashing, etc., etc. So if they've ironed out those problems, then I think they're a step closer to potentially, you know, knock on the door to the likes of Fura instead of being just the gatekeepers, which they have been.
I mean, they do have, what, 3 days of off time, of just practice and training. What was it? They had a 10-day boot camp coming into this, which obviously has worked incredibly well for them. So having that little bit of wiggle room, I think that is going to really help them moving forward.
Yeah, absolutely. And also there was another little detail in what Blade was just saying on the stage, right? He said that they're more aware of what their issues are, right? And I'm going to hit you with a bit of a cliche, but 50% of fixing a problem is realizing what the problem is and being honest to yourself about it. So I feel like they're on the right path. When Blade comes out and says we know what the problems are and we're working on them, that kind of fills me with hope, because we know he's pretty realistic. We know that he even has had some moments when they even win a game and he goes out and he says we didn't really play that well. So the fact that he sees some progress and he's honest about it, actually, I believe him.
You know what Blade is happy about? Blade is happy about the fact that they haven't shown too many maps either. They played Train twice, they played Mirage now as well. They've kind of hidden a lot of the stuff. So yeah, if you're Falcons, you're watching at home, you're Vitality, well, you know what's coming for you at Train, and that's a very sharp Na'Vi, but you don't really know what to expect on the other maps that is in the map pool right now. And I think Blade is super happy by the fact they went 3-0 because they don't have to show anything.
Should we talk about some of the matchups tomorrow? I've just got them in. Sorry for reading off on my phone. We got Fnatic versus Passion UA. We got Aurora versus Astralis, and we have Liquid versus Tai Lu. Any particularly standout matchups from those are the elimination games, obviously. So anybody, you know, you want to hedge your bets?
I mean, there's
someone Danish, maybe.
Yeah, Aurora Astralis is interesting. I mean, that's. I guess we have to wave goodbye to Astralis tomorrow then.
The Danes saying goodbye to Astralis? You shock me, Jake.
I haven't seen. I'll be honest. I don't know if I can. I'll swear, I haven't seen shit from Astralis so far in this tournament that has made me believe in them going far. Aurora have been disappointing, you know, so it is a game that could be competitive, but I'd be highly surprised if Aurora doesn't survive.
Yeah, I feel like Aurora have shown us that they are a little bit volatile, but they're usually that type of a team that just makes it as hard as possible for themselves, and then they end up winning when it's all on the table, right? So I feel like tomorrow is not going to be an easy day, obviously, for Astralis. Another game that I think is very interesting is that Bait in 3D Max. We were just talking about how games are not going to start becoming easier for the side of Bait. Well, now you need to play against 3D Max that had a really slow start in day one in their opening game, but ever since have looked pretty solid. So this is definitely not going to be an easy best of 3 for Bait.
Obviously, those are the advancement games. We've got Paravision versus NIP before that, and then Imperial versus M80 is our 5:30 game. That's really exciting.
You're telling me M80 or Imperial will make it to stage 3?
Wow.
Vinny all the way, baby.
Yeah, nah. I think M80 are the favorite setting into that. I've been impressed with Imperial. You know, I think nobody expected them to make it to stage 2, and nobody expected them to make it to stage 3. But M80 and Imperial, I feel like that's a golden opportunity, because I'll also say this, whoever lose that game and go into the 2-2 reign, you know, where you could potentially face Liquid, a Tai Lu, Aurora, well, Astralis doesn't matter, but that's going to be a tougher matchup.
I thought you were going to end on a positive note, but of course you twist it back round to the negative. Thank you, gentlemen, so much for joining us. Day 2 of Stage 2 here at the Star Ladder Budapest Major. We'll see you at the slightly later time of 3 p.m. European if you're joining us tomorrow.